this. Kind of wrap it up in my shirt, see if that helps. Oh my god. What the fuck is going on with this? Like, really? Are you serious? Absurd. Absurd. Ah. Ow. Oh my god, good lord, dude. There we go. That's better. Ooh. Ooh. That was real sharp hit of cold. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, this is great. Holy shit. I mean, it's like really, really, really intense, and I'm. Oh my god, it feels good. Oh my goodness gracious. So it's not. Look at my ass all glistened out. Like, good lord. I'm just a glistening moist boy. It's absurd. There we go. Oh, yeah. Gonna try to roll these up. Okay, there we go. That actually works. Nice. This actually works out kind of okay. It doesn't feel as fucked up. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm actually starting to kind of get a little bit of a tan line too now at this rate. Like, my goodness. Goodness gracious. It's like floating hell. It's like, I prefer to be like, not so fucking burnt. Thank you. But, I like my long sleeves. I can't do anything about it because this fucking heat. I'm so done with it. It's only gonna be worse tomorrow. Like, good god. There's no way to, like, deal with this glisten. I hate it. It's so terrible. It's terrible. Doc of the Lazy Sunday with heat enhancement software. MC. Don't tell me about this heat enhancement software bullshit. I don't want it. I don't need the update. Thank you. Hey, yo, Earth, can you not do a software update and do this heat wave shit? Yeah, don't tell me that. I just I'm melting just thinking about it. Don't tell me that. I already know, and I don't want to be reminded. Fucking bunk ass shit, bro. Bunk ass bullshit, bro. I don't want that. definitely not excited at all for it, and I just don't want it. Wherever this fucking like heat bullshit came from, can it go back from whence it came, from the bowels of Satan's ass or some shit? Ignore hurting shopping carts at 100-degree weather while the manager lady eats a sandwich. Like, I would walk the fuck out on that. Straight up. And also, that's not what I do for my job anyway, so thank fuck. I got the second best thing, which is being in a hot-ass fucking kitchen where there's fryers and hot cases and ovens and all this other bullshit where, yeah, even though you're in a colder building, it don't really feel like you are, at least you don't have the sun beating on you, but you might as well have that ambient heat that it brings. Put you on outdoor grill duty. I mean, I would kind of, well, we're not doing that. I mean, we do that for certain occasions, but, like, not anymore. We're done doing that for the month. We call Tyler Baguette and take his old job. Dude, there's no way, bro. Tyler, I know, would immediately tell them to go fuck themselves. Without a second thought. Outside 2 from now on to get Hollywood Spirit started soon after the 4th to give Summer the finger and for the following season. I don't know how I feel about that, bro. I am not gonna lie, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to reverse psychology war on Christmas shit here or something. Which, by the way, I had some psychological Christmas warfare happen at karaoke. The final song the KJ did was a Christmas song. Why? I don't know. It was very ironic, I think. I think that was the point. Still, funny. But it literally brought me, like, this sense of just, like, okay, I like, the singing, but Christmas, though. It just, like, I had this part of my id being like, oh, no. Because I don't want it. I don't fucking want it. Not yet. I mean, I want the coldness. Like, I unironically would rather be in fucking Iceland right now, because I guarantee you that I could be wearing a jacket and we'll be fine. It's the unintended benefit of how Viagra was intended for dealing with migraines. I guess. I'm not going to make it obvious until the 3rd at the soonest, and that if there isn't a bike ride on the 3rd. Oh, yeah, dude, let me know what bike rides are going on. I'm going to see if I can maybe try to make at least 1 or 2 of those. I know it's like an ABBA ride and like a Kate Bush ride. I'm definitely down for the Bush ride because I'm pretty sure Tyler has that day off, I think he said. There's also that Welsh ride, which... fuck it, I will join just because that just sounds interesting and fun. So, why not? I guess Tunes, come on. Come on, Tunes. I'll bring them back. Bring on, Tunes. You gotta bring them back now. I can't make either of those, lol. Damn. Well, I'll see which ones, well, we'll figure it out. Like, for me, I'm not, like, gonna be, like, super gung-ho committed, I suppose, but, I want to at least try to do 1 or 2 more bike rides before the end of the year. Instead of just loud and lit. At least we did loud and lit, but, damn it. Oh, how in the fuck is Reykjavik cold in July? How do people live there? Wait, what's the actual temperature in Reykjavik right now? Because I don't even know, like, what the temperature is, actually. It's 49 degrees. See what I mean? I would be wearing a jacket. It would be fine. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. And it's raining and cloudy. Oh my god. Oh, yo, Iceland, can we switch? Can we switch weather, please? I need a summer home in Iceland. I need to be a dual citizen and, like, live there. Like, you know, be like, you know, some sort of, like, queer refugee or some shit and just, like, fucking, you know, live there during the summers or something and just visit, you know, for certain events like Loud and Lit or some shit. I visit for July, like, I will visit for, like, the beginning of, like, you know, like, late June, and then, like, until, like, you know, fucking, you know, like, at the mid-July. Like, I'll have, like, a 3-week period where I'll chill, but then I'm going the fuck back, being like, give me back my rain and cold. They come back here for the fall and winter because it'll be too fucking cold by the time, you know, it gets rolled around there. Because then there won't be, like, any sunlight except for, like, 9 o'clock to, like, 5. A literal 9 to 5 for the sun. It's like, nah. I want more sun than that, but I don't want, like, too much of it, and I also don't want it literally beating down and killing me. So that would be nice. I kind of like, you know, some balance. Thanks, climate change and humanity, for fucking that up, because, you know, this totally is not going to be like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You know, I love how, like, they've been saying, like, all these, like, you know, crazy heat waves or, like, cold spurts and shit are, like, once-in-a-lifetime events, since, like, they are basically happening, like, every year, but slightly worse and shit, and it's just like, I'm not sure these are once-in-a-lifetime events anymore. I'm pretty sure they're not at this point. I'm pretty sure that's literally just the norm at this point. It's just like, what the fuck? Oh, just so... Oh, it's... Fucked. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, I didn't mean to skip over that. Just save trouble room posted TLDRs. I saw some no PFP, very sad piece of shit. All like, I hate fucking people. I hate people. Or, yeah, I fucking hate people who try to push all winter and summer. Yes, I am now. Yes, I am now sober and on road through 3 months early just to spite this one person. My pettiness could power several major cities. Fair enough. I was initially hesitant to start getting Halloween spirits this early, but then I saw some no PFP. I was there to have a special guy to try to push all winter and summer months. Maybe this person's a bad day. Maybe maybe they work in retail. Hey! Either way, they have incurred my wrath by even assisting what I should and shouldn't do. Therefore, from now on, I'm now started spooky season in July after Independence Day. Just spite this person. Congratulations, sir, madam, or other who detests people celebrating things when they say fit. You played yourself. For everyone else, I can't wait for the weather to cool down. Fair enough. Don't be jabbing at that, like, maybe they're working in retail. It's like, hey, we go for some shit. That's true. Don't tie us into this motherfucker. You know, honestly, at least we have a valid reason, because usually we see that shit months early before anything else is actually in season for it, you know what I mean? So it's just like, we got a reason. And plus... Fuck, like the music in the background, when you actually tune into it for like 2 seconds, it's the same shit over and over and over again. And also, shit you not, bro, not kidding, I have timed it. It is on the fucking T, dude. Like, because for a while, like, because I swear, they cycle, you know, from like 10 different like little radio playlists or some shit. Or maybe it's like, you know, something that just like, you know, randomizes every 6 months or some shit. I don't know. Either way, like straight up, like there was this one song. It was oh, what was it? Fucking it was oh, what was the song? It went oh my fucking god, I don't even know. It doesn't even really matter. Like, it was like something like, I think it was like Gimme, Gimme, Gimme by ABBA or some shit. I don't fucking know. It was something like that. But it literally played every time on 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, because at that time I was like clocking in at 2. And I would just happen to be listening to, the music. But I noticed a pattern, and it was around 3, maybe it will go from like 3 to 3:10, somewhere around that time frame where that song would fucking play. And it's just like, it was clockwork, and it's so annoying. It's like, holy fuck, like, it will actually drive you mad. And it's like under a 2-hour interval cycle or something like that, or maybe like an hour and a half. I really don't know. I mean, well, it can't be an hour and a half, but at least like an hour or 2-hour interval or something. Did you hear that Vegas is going to 120 or got to 120? What the fuck? Vegas sounds brutal. Dude, what I love the concept of Vegas, you know what I mean? Vegas, whatever. I had a Joe Biden moment. Like, I love the concept of Vegas, honestly. Like, big Vice City, where there's vice and gambling, booze, you got like brothels outside of town, shit like that. I kind of, I'm gonna be fucking blunt about it. I kind of like, the vibe or concept of Vegas, but it is literally in the worst fucking place in existence. It was established in what, like 1910 to just literally be like a bunch of rich boys fucking little like escape to do some gambling. That was literally it. And it became a major fucking like city after, pretty much like within a span of like 3 decades because these rich boys invested into it. Which, hey, made Vegas what it is today. But could they have picked anywhere else that was better? Like, it's literally in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere shitholery. It's literally in a fucking shithole. There's nothing for miles around outside of fucking, the Colorado River and shit, like where the Hoover Dam is. Huh? Oh, does he see one of them? I'm assuming it has to be. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It would be more fun if it was so commercialized. That's why I like the concept of Vegas. I'm not, like, how Vegas is now is, yes, a hellhole, a shithole. I wouldn't mind visiting for, like, at most a day or a weekend, but I wouldn't want to be there for really any longer than that. Like, honestly. Like, I mean, because, once you've kind of seen a lot of extravagance, so to speak, I mean, you've kind of seen it all, you know what I mean? So, it's just kind of one of those things where, it's nice to visit maybe every now and then for a weekend. Like, that's really what Vegas is for. And honestly, it would be better if, it was so commercialized and it wasn't in such a literal shithole of a place. Fucking nothing around. Guys, hear me out. I was going to joke and say we should move Vegas to North Pole, but had an epiphany. Ireland? Ooh, the Island Ireland. I don't know, like, wherever the fuck, I don't care. Move it wherever the fuck you want. 81 degrees in my apartmentos, only 39 to go to get to Vegas. Jesus, dude. Ugh. Fuck that shit, dude. Seriously. Ireland should build their own Vegas. Why not just build like why not just do that next to Dublin, or just make that Dublin or something? Honestly, it wouldn't work because, too many Irish drunks would get mad at people, and then, or like, I don't know. How the fuck does Canada not have a Vegas? Because it's a uniquely American thing, if you really want to be. If you want the truth, because America, that's why. I mean, it's kind of rote, but that is true. Like, it's a very capitalist, very American thing. Like, most places don't really have this concept of having, like, a literal vice city, so to speak. Like, I mean, I mean, there's a lot of, there are definitely places that have this extravagance and a lot of this, like, enrichment, so to speak, of wealth, in that way. Like, you got Dubai and all these other fucking places, right? But it's not Vegas, though, right? Like, it's not the same thing. There's a different thing going there. So, I mean, honestly, that's why. Like, I mean, like, you're not gonna see anywhere else in the world with, like, that much, like, consumeristic, like, gambling and vice. Just straight up. That's why. It's a very American thing. Just because we have Native Americans. I mean, yeah, there's truth to that too. I mean, honestly, you're not wrong. To be fucking honest, you're not wrong, man. I mean, you're all right, yeah. Because I think outside of Reno and Vegas, like I think like most casinos are pretty much ran by Native Americans. Like outside of like little machines and shit like that. Like outside of like little slot machines and stuff like that. I mean, there really isn't like any casino that isn't owned or at least like ran by one way, shape, or form by some different native tribe that's around here. Montana has legalized gambling. I mean, outside of the South, for all intents and purposes, where isn't it? They even allow liquor stores to have casinos. This isn't that somewhat similar. Well, not liquor stores, obviously, but isn't that kind of like Oregon a little bit? Like there's like little casino slot machines and stuff. Not literal casinos, but like little slot machines, stuff like that. At bars and restaurants and shit. The fourth or the quarter or less of me that's Cherokee is the part that refuses to yield in online arguments. That's the same thing for me, but Irish. Not all like Oregon, they have casinos everywhere. Well, I know Oregon does, but I mean, I know Montana doesn't. I knew that, but that's why a lot of people that, including my grandparents that did live up there, would go to like Wyoming or literally anywhere else. Like they would have to like visit other places, but they would do it. Oh. Ah, my goodness. Feel much better now with all that. Ooh, I just realized I have not been on Threads in like 9 weeks. Let me get back on there and try to get like somewhat active on that shit. Apparently, the British have a ton of casinos. Really? You didn't know that? I actually knew about that, funny enough, because of Glory Hammer. Because of the band Glory Hammer of Chris Bowes. Because his last album, there's like this Morse code that is in the last song in like the last like 30 seconds. And when translate that Morse code, it's really translated to Casino Dundee. And because they're in Scotland is a town called Dundee. And there's also like this geo coordinates on the album if you get the album, and if you look that up, it's literally the exact pinpoint of a casino in Dundee. So it's meant to be kind of like this little like tongue-in-cheek hint of what the fourth album's gonna be, which I don't fucking know what the hell a casino is gonna be. I don't know how that's gonna get involved in this fourth album for Glory Hammer, but Ignar's never going to guess the city with the second most casinos. It's so random. Beijing. Well, here, actually, let me think of this. You just mentioned the UK, so I'm assuming you're looking up England and shit, right? So, London? No, maybe not London. Fucking, hold on. Let me do one more. Let me try one more. Continental Europe? Oh, so mainland Europe. Okay. All right. Oh, that switches the game up a little bit, actually. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Paris? For some reason, I feel like them French love to gamble. You know what I mean? I'm feeling the French. I'm feeling a little Frenchy. You know, I don't know. I'm feeling Paris. Is it a French city? Did I at least get not even close? Oh, fucking goddamn it! I was going off an assumption, but you know, hey, you said I wasn't even gonna get it because it's so random. Well, all right. You know what? Since you said continental Europe, and now it switches it up. One more. Let me try one more. Oh, you know what? I bet it's like somewhere in fucking Hungary or some shit, ain't it? Because I remember talking to these Austrians in Iceland, and they would like to go to Hungary and visit like the different towns there to go gamble and meet like different hookers and shit. Because in their words, Hungarian women are slutty as fuck, apparently, from what they've said. Yeah, and both of them were also named Austin, which I also found a little funny. Getting closer. Oh shit! So okay, I'm actually all right. This is starting to... okay, I'm starting to think here. Okay, alright. Okay, Amsterdam. Oh, you know what? Yeah, them fucking Dutch. But no, that's not close. That's actually farther away from where I was. Like, Hungary is Eastern Europe. Like, Amsterdam is, like, closer to France. So, yeah, no. Hungarian women are just two Autobahns in a trench coat. That sounds disturbing and very oddly specific, and I don't want to imagine that. Thank you. I want to imagine what those two Austins, that I meant, that, the Austin Austrians, like, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna go based off of their word. So, yeah. But... shit, okay. If I'm close, though, so... Orban sounds like Oompa Loompa, but somehow racist. Dude, that's like the racial slur for the Oompa Loompas. You dirty Orban! Dude, that's a slur for the Oompa Loompas. That's an Oompa Loompa slur, dude. I'm convinced now, that's an Oompa Loompa slur. Victor Orban is a literal walking Oompa Loompa slur. Oh shit, dude. But okay, here let me actually try to guess. So, you know what? It has to be like some Balkan, or Eastern European, somewhere in Poland, maybe. All right. So if I'm getting closer, that would probably be like Poland, maybe. Oh, Italy, maybe somewhere in there. I'm just gonna say fucking Vienna and just call it good. I don't know. I'm just gonna say Austria or some shit. Fucking, because I don't know. Like, I mean. I don't think I'm going to get this one. So I am kind of curious. What's the second most casino-filled city? Because I'm really honestly curious at this point. The Czechs! Oh, Czechia! Prague! No shit! I was in the ballpark! I mean, because, Czechia's next to Austria... Hungary's next to Czechia. Yeah, okay, so what? And Poland a little bit more distant, but okay. I will admit, I would not expect Prague. I did not, it was going to be there as a guess. You were close with Hungary. Well, Austria too, like, like fucking Hungary or, like Bratslav or fucking Vienna, Prague. Like, that's in the same general, like, Central European region. So, okay. Honestly, I would not expect that. I will admit, I did not expect Prague to be the European Vegas. So I guess now we found out what Europe's Vegas is Prague. Dude, speaking of which, I would fucking love to visit Prague, bro. That city is so rich as fuck with history. Like, the 30 Years' War in Europe from 1618 to 48, like, it literally started and ended in that city. Like, that city's basically with Vienna and, and shit, like in a few other bigger cities, especially Vienna, were literally like the gateways, of Europe that, kind of kept the Ottomans at bay and shit. Like, dude, Prague is such a fucking cool place. I would love to visit that city. You've been to it several times. Hey, what's up, Sony? But fuck yeah, man. Yeah, I imagine it's really cool. There's so many fucking cities I would just love to visit in Europe. I mean, just even visiting Iceland, I still have very strong memories, visiting there and like checking out some of the cool sites, even some of the little World War II things, even though there's like barely fuck all there anyway. I mean, that in itself was still really cool. Like, so it's just like, man, I can only imagine like the cool shit would be in Central Europe or anywhere like in continental Europe just broadly. I can only imagine like how much like medieval shit, Renaissance era shit, pagan is, like pagan era, like 8th century era shit, fucking like World War II stuff left around still to this day, maybe some Cold War shit. Yeah, dude, it would be really cool. Yeah, Prague is where the Poles says 70 indigenous Europeans for Ottoman imperialism. Yeah, but it still got press colonized. Yeah. I feel like they do, but I don't know if I'm comfortable hearing Oni-chan every time I hit a 7 or whatever. Is Japan at 3 in a row on the slots? I mean, I don't know. For Japan, I don't know what the fuck, like, I think their gambling habits are way different. I don't think they have gambling in Japan. And if they do, like, I think it's, like, based off of other shit. Like, like those little, like, claw machines or whatever, like those little, like, win a prize kind of games that you'll kind of see, like, some vendors have and shit. I think that's probably the closest they got. I don't think there is, like, actual, like, gambling that goes on. I don't remember any casinos when I lived in Japan. Yeah, I don't think Japan does. As far as I know, I don't think there is any. I'm pretty sure if there is, like, any, like, actual, like, gambling stuff going on, I'm pretty sure it's, like, underground shit that happens. And if that's the case, the Yakuza are probably involved with it. But granted, I don't think that really means fuck all. If, don't bother them, they ain't gonna give a fuck about you. That's what I've heard. Like, I've even, heard from tourists that have actually met Yakuza, and they're chill. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, just don't mess with them. Or, don't, like, annoy them or antagonize them, but as long as you're chill with them, they're gonna be chill with you. That's what I've heard. So, which, simple as, right? It's basic human respect shit, Japanese view gambling usually is a waste of money. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. That's why, I never really ever, like, that's why I feel like they never really, do any of that type of shit, unless it's like some underground stuff, because it's kind of, usually seen as a waste and more of just kind of like a sign of like a problem with somebody or some shit. Yakuza are rare. Well, yeah, I've heard that too, because they're not really a thing anymore. But, some places still kind of have, like, some Yakuza gangs that are around, but they usually are just kind of, like, old guys that, are still kind of tied to it, but don't really do anything with it anymore. It's more like, kind of like just a club for them at this point. Where they do questionable shit. But for the most part, they don't really do much anymore, and they're not really a thing. It's kind of like the mafia these days, like the mob, from back in the day when they were like big old like fucking organizations and like and all that. But nowadays, like some of these mobs like went from like hundreds of dudes to basically like 10 or 8 people or some shit. Like there's not really much going on for them anymore. Might still see them around, but at this point, they're probably just playing cards in the basement or some shit. Casinos have been long illegal in Japan, but a law was passed in 2018 providing exceptions to games such as poker, baccarat, to create jobs and boost tourism. So I guess there is like a slight expanse, or lenient or some leniency to it, over the years, which cool. There was a club cafe store near my apartment in Japan that was staffed by a girly looking teenage boys dressed up like cats and anime characters. It was very odd. That sounds so fucking creepy, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just gonna be honest. That sounds like a weird front for like some sex trafficking shit or some shit, dude. I'm just gonna be honest. That sounded like a front for some other weird shit. Like, whoa, what? I mean, I know like America, it's got like shit like Hooters and shit, but at least that's like actual established businesses. I don't think they're underage; they're like 18 and 20. I mean, they could still. I mean, you could still be an adult and get sex trafficked. I'm not saying they were like underage. I'm just saying there's probably like some sex trafficking shit going on. I mean, because I imagine if they're like working at a shop, they have to at least be somewhat of an adult or at least like 17 or something. Japan has an alcoholism problem, so tempting people with gambling probably wouldn't be the best idea. Dude, some casinos in America will give you alcohol for free just to keep you there so they can get more money out of you. Like, I mean, that's kind of the point about some casinos. Like, some of them will just literally give alcohol for free because they know they can make that money back by, the gambling that happens. I mean, because someone might get some courage and be like, I busted the last 3 times, but you know what? This is the one, man. I'm going all in. And then they break and lose everything. So it's just like, I mean, it's definitely, something that, I don't know. I mean, like, if I had to take a guess, I don't really think that it would be as big of an issue as, people would think. I mean, dude, there's plenty of people in America that do that exact same shit. Why do you think Vegas is a thing? Which I guess, hey, that's started this whole conversation, funny enough. A lot of Yamato have an East Asian alcohol allergy. The Asian alcohol flush. Actually, I am familiar with it a little bit. My personal health teacher back when I was in college actually was he was Vietnamese and he had the same thing. He used to be a major party hound, when he was going for college and stuff, because he looked really young. He looked like he would be my age, basically, but he was like in his 30s. And I was like, fuck, dude, shit. You look really young. But yeah, he was like, oh yeah, but yeah, I used to be a party hound and drink a lot and stuff, and it would, but the thing is, I wouldn't drink a lot in comparison to everybody else. I would have like 3 beers and be, sloshing out to the wind and stuff, and that would be why, basically. So, yeah, it's certainly a thing. But then at the same time, then you'll see, like, some, like, working class, like, Chinese fucking iron worker literally chug down, like, 3 pints, with no problem at all, like it's fucking water, and be sober still. And it's like, goddamn, like, whoa. It's like, shit. Thought the fucking American and German rednecks, were fucking impressive with their beer. But, dude, I'm not even kidding, bro. Some of those, like, hard, like, redneck-ass looking motherfuckers in, like, some random rural-ass village in China, like, working some iron steel mill or some shit, like, dude, they will pound that shit down with ease that would make, like, a fucking American redneck look like a bitch. It's like, Jesus. I mean, dude, there's, like, that one Chinese guy that, like, does those, like, beer chugs challenges and shit. Like, he's one of those dudes, basically. I mean, he does it for just, like, as an influence, basically, or just for content, but there are legit, just straight up, like, just dudes like that. Like, they're just built that way. It's like, damn. Chinese people like mercury in their sorghum brandy. Well, remind me not to drink that. I'll just have, like, just a regular old Chinese beer or something. I'll just have a good old Chinese beer and call it good. I don't think I'll have that brandy. I like Chinese beer, or used to. I still drink. I don't drink anymore. It's still like a non-alcoholic beer and wine. I've tried non-alcoholic beer. It's like, man, it basically tastes like the exact same thing, but it's like, what the fuck? I mean, like, ugh. It's like that. Boo. Tsingtao is the only Chinese beer you can get in American groceries. It's a company founded by German immigrants, so it's a Pilsner-style lager. A Chinese beer that you can get in America by a company founded by German immigrants. Love it. I don't drink either, but isn't that like smoking weed without THC? That's kind of what I'm saying, you know? It's like, I mean, at that point, might as well just go all the way, you know? But, I get it. Like, there are people that, you know, like, that it certainly appeals to, or at least they kind of need it. But I don't enjoy being drunk anymore. Yeah, see, that's why. You know, for me, I know my limits, so I don't, like, fucking... It's like, because I've had too many times where it was just cringe, so I'm just like, yeah. Learn the limits. I don't like drugs that impair you like alcohol anymore. Yeah, which is understandable. That's why I try to, you know, like, outside of maybe once in a blue moon, you know, like, just keep it very limited with that at this point. Like, you know, after work, having a couple, you know, while I'm doing this or some shit, you know, or, like, have, you know, a couple, you know, for, you know, whiskey cokes at the bar or something like that. I mean, you know, to me that, you know, isn't an issue. That's just social drinking stuff for the most part, you know, but, like, the nights, you know, like, where I would, like, have, like, 4 and then, like, have a shot with a boy, you know, with one of the boys and then fucking have, like, another beer later and then maybe go to a bar and have a few whiskey cokes. Like, no, like, I can't do that anymore. It's like, I still could, but it's like, fuck, I've just had too many bad experiences. Like, I don't want to go down that, you know? I'd rather just, like, be like, yeah, let's just, you know, be lightly drunk or buzzed and just have a good time, you know? Like, I just prefer that way fucking more. So, like, I'd just rather that, you know, if I'm going to, you know, than anything else. Because, man, there definitely was a time where I was just like, yeah, rah, rah, rah. And it's just like, man, you know, I'm just like, oof, yeah. Especially, like, you know, like every fucking night, like, oof. That's why at this point I'll just, like, you know, have, like, a twist or two, but I'll just, like, kind of sip it occasionally. And, you know, unless I'm reacting to something, especially where it just annoys me, then I might, you know, get a little like, oh, fuck this bullshit. But, I mean, I just like to kind of just cruise with it and just kind of have, like, the mild crossfade at this rate. Like, that's just, I like that better. Like, I just kind of like having that nice mild crossfade. Be nice and stony, having a nice little buzz on top of it, just being like, off work, fuck the bullshit. Nice. Because it's just kind of, you know, nice, floaty, but you're not fucked up. You're gonna be fine, you know. Have a little munchy moment later down the line, feel good, and watch a movie or some shit, and just... I would use non-alcoholic versions of booze and cooking. There are some interesting shortcuts. For example, did you know in baking you could replace a cup of rum by mixing a cup of extract with a cup of capeful of extract with a cup of apple juice? Huh. Wait, hold on. I think it's not... Okay. I met a ski mix between kid who works at a grocery, but my old apartment recently. This guy's number 10. He hasn't paid his phone bill, though, so he can't text me back yet. And then he started a conversation with me a week after when I came to get some, so I've been coming back to talk to him. So again, tonight, that's his number. Oh, hell, nice. Right on. Well, hopefully I get that phone bill paid, so, you know, it's just like, hey, you know, hopefully, you know, responds back once that gets that shit figured out. I have to ask, how do you end up meeting so many twinks? Like, you're like a twink magnet. I know, like, there's a lot of twinks out here in PDX, but dude, I feel like I don't really see that many of them. And you like, and you're in fucking South, you know, Carolina and shit. And it's like, how in the fuck are you running into so many of them? Like, it's like a twink magnet, you know, when it comes to Portland and Seattle alone. When it comes to America, you know, so how in the hell have they like not shown up over here or Or what? Is there, like, a twink magnet city over there, too? Because, like, shit. Because I've definitely seen my fair share of femboys, twinks, and, you know, the likes, and, like, girly femboys and shit. There's plenty of them out here. Especially in, like, the underground metal and punk scenes. Like, you would be surprised, like, how many, like, you know, trans and femboys and twinks, etc., you know, around here. I'm convinced you there's a built-in twink radar. The twink dar, dude. Or it's kind of like birds homing instincts. The birds homing instincts. He gave me his number, but I have to wait until you hopefully base this thing off so he can text back. I should have given my number to write down in his contacts. Well, at least you have his number, so... I mean, at the very least, you know, even if you do send a text, at least, you know, once that phone bill's paid off, you will get it. Obviously, he just has to wait until it gets paid off, which, it's annoying, but I know the feeling. There's been a few times where, honestly, just because I forget, like, I'll be like, oh, fuck, I need to pay my phone bill, and I'll, like, check, and I'm like, oh, shit, I'm, like, $10 short. Well, payday's in 2 days, god damn it. And I'll, like, have to try to figure out either how to, like, you know, get that, you know, money, or just, you know, usually I'm able to, for the most part, like, 90% of the time, but, usually be able to get like a 72-hour extension or like a 36-hour extension. It's like a 3 or 4 day like extension period. Because obviously sometimes, you know, the phone bill might be like a day or two before you get paid and shit, which happens to me a lot, so. But usually I am, you know, tend to be up on that and try to get that shit paid a week ahead. It's Gate Advisory. He's always been giggly and bubbly talking to me. Initiate conversation said I can't remember. I've seen before, but I'm going to think about it all night now. Well, I don't know. I feel like I feel like this guy that's initiating the conversations and shit. I'm pretty sure they're rizzing you up. Pretty sure some some Riz games going on. The first time I met him, the Friday before last. Oh. Well, you know, honestly, it seems like, you know, like, I don't know, he might be rizzing you up, dude. I would explore that, see what goes down with that, you know what I mean? Wouldn't necessarily go in there with, like, you know, much expectations, but I kind of have a hunch about where, you know, the mindset is with that person. To start a sentence with, oh... I don't know if my was accurate, but it would be like, ooh. Seems like a stoner, not super campy. Little femboy stoner bro. Those are the best bros, honestly. Stoner bros. Also, that ooh sounded like a Japanese pervert. I know, dude! Dude, I didn't want to say it, but it really did. I didn't want to say it, but it totally did, dude. Oh my god. I didn't mean it. Okay, whatever. Holy shit. I was gonna go for more studio audience scene to romance scene. This presumed Mexican this looks like my femboy roommate, but native mestizo instead of European. Well, I mean, I'm sure you'll probably find out when you hit him up. Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, there's like a dude like that shows up at the bar every now and then. He likes to sing a few Hispanic songs occasionally, and is like kind of a gay femboy, also kind of a punk dude a little bit too. He's kind of a sweet dude. I mean, I've talked to him a few times. He's a really cool guy. Doesn't show up to the bar all the time, but shows up usually like every 3 weeks or something like that. You could probably legit start femboy hooters. I mean, honestly, dude, somebody needs to do femboy hooters. Like, honestly, like, someone needs to jump the gun. You know what, Stoney? You're the one, dude. You're the one who needs to start femboy hooters. It must be done. So, like, dude, it's been a meme for too long. It needs to be done. It must be done. It's been too long of it being a meme. It shan't be a meme no more. It must be an actual investment in a real business. Some more tunes. It's the ground. I would unironically start that restaurant / bar if I have money to spend and I would maintain adequate staff. Dude, I would honestly do a whole Kickstarter and everything. I would totally invest money in that myself. I would actually like pull out all my stocks and put all that money into that shit. I'd be like your first investor, bro. Not much money, but you know what? Fuck, it's a start. You got, humble beginnings, you know what I mean? Humble beginnings, that's how you start. I mean, think about these fast food chains and shit, right? They all started with one location, and with humble beginnings of like, with pocket change and with, a little bit of gutzpah. So it's just like, shit. Especially in this day and age. Oh my god, imagine the conservatives that would freak the fuck out of... Oh. Bro, dude, with the conservatives freaking out, being like, this woke bullshit. See, they're trying to queer up all their fucking Hooters now. Dude, oh my god, bingo, boom, bing, bong, pow. Dude, holy shit, right there, dude. That alone is your advertisement. You don't even need to put money in advertisement. That's your advertisement. Fox News will fucking freak the fuck out of it. Jesse Waters will have a whole segment on it. Dude, you don't need to put money in advertisement. That's your advertisement. That's it. Boom. Local news stations would be wanting to hit you ass up. Yo, there you go. And dude, it would pop off. And then you can start, once you got enough fuck you money, you can start expanding that shit in places would certainly stay and be successful, like in Seattle, PDX, San Fran. Just like start expanding that shit. Go New York, fuck Boston. Go these different, just start expanding that shit everywhere. It's like, one location for all these places, dude. Boom. You should put this in a super conservative area first because, yes, it is risky, but you would be attracting a high-repressed crowd, and you can move to better areas. Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. I mean, because obviously this would start in South Carolina, assuming, and it would grow from there. So it's already, in the South-ish for the most part. So it's already, it's in that region. And, granted, not like one of the hardcore red states of the South, but there are certainly a lot of conservative chucklefuck dumb shits that exist there, for sure. And that a lot of them are going to come out of the woodwork from these other states to come over and be like, man, fuck you, all sort of shit. Because, boomers are weird, got nothing better to do, so it's just one of those things where it's just like, I mean, the advertisements will sell itself, basically, You don't even have to, they'd pay for itself. Just because the conservatives would just go fucking nuts. I don't think it's that high amount of fanboys in my area. It's more so that I always take note of the ones that I see because they're rare. Well, I guess that's just because you don't live directly in Atlanta. But, I mean, I'm assuming if you lived in, downtown Atlanta and were, walking around there all the time, I'm sure you would probably have a different, feeling or experience about that broadly. I mean, because it's kind of the same thing for where I live. I don't really, see, femboys or, super overtly, queer-looking people, here. Because it's very mixed with, old stodgy kind of boomer types or kind of, old hippie lefty boomer types. I mean, there's a little mix of that around here, amongst the boomers themselves. But, with younger people, I mean, there's a lot of them, but they tend to just kind of be, I don't know, just stereotypical, zoomy kids with the broccoli tops, whatever. I don't fucking know. Usually just kind of not super, I don't know, quirky kids, I guess. Whatever. I'm not saying quirky in a bad way, by the way. Just quirky, someone like me. But, I mean, they are around, but if I were to go in downtown Portland, I wouldn't be able to walk a block without at least seeing one person who's a femboy, trans, or non-binary or something like that. Which ain't a problem. It's just because especially for me, it's just how Portland tends to be a very safe space, in the country broadly, when it comes to people that are queer in that way, like trans or NB and shit. And places like in San Francisco and California are even way better about it. Like I think in San Francisco, it's like the one city where like you can get free, trans healthcare access and shit, like full stop, like pretty much. Like I don't even think Portland offers that. Offers a lot, but I don't even think it offers that shit. Like San Fran in California has definitely kind of got us, up on that shit. But then again, they also got a lot more fucking money. They're California after all. See a lot of gays here, but most of the time I'm not into. Every once in a while, I don't like Grindr. Look at it. For femboys and shows me 35-year-old body hair. Like guys that call themselves one boys. Well, I mean, I know. Can't help them there. It's pretty gay friendly. No one has ever had hostile reaction to me or then some weird NPC interactions. I've had that shit too before. It's kind of the same thing for me. That's kind of my area. Pretty queer friendly broadly, not really mean hostile interactions. I've heard of them before. Like I have heard of some hostile shit that's happened before. But usually that shit tends to get the community rallied up and anyone that supports that shit tends to get shut the fuck down pretty quick. I actually heard about that happening pretty recently at the bar I go to. I've told the story, I think, pretty recently. Some drunken boomer came up while I was getting dinner with my roommate. He asked if I was trans and my roommate was an Irish girl. What? Boomers? What the fuck, dude? That's so weird. Dude, that is some weird, like, transvestigation fucking weird, like, shit, dude. It's like, are you some tranny trying to groom this kid? It's like, what, dude? I'm like, what the fuck? The city is a redneck conservative. People are different to homosexuality here. I mean, that's the same thing around here for the most part. Well, I mean, at worst, I would say. Outside of the few, instances. I mean, I guess I could kind of rehash the story because, that happened at the bar because there was I forgot the full, like, lead up as to how or what really happened. But, like, there's a dude that used to do a lot of karaoke there. Actually, if you go back on some of my karaoke streams, you would probably actually recognize him. Well, actually, a lot of them are Instagram. So you have to, I guess, actually look at them on Instagram to, see who I'm talking about. But it's like this big beard dude named Lair that would be at the karaoke bar. But he went on, like, a homophobic tirade against, like, a couple people at the bar, including one of the dudes that I'm friends with, and that's a gay guy named Josh that used to work at the dispo that I went to all the time, or still go to and shit, and and where he was like calling people fat and shit like that, and was trying to like start a fight for some fucking reason, and did get kicked for the night, but because he wasn't actually banned from the place, from that night, a lot of different people from like that are regulars that go there constantly at the bar. Like, including people who are, straight, queer, etc., that were like, that's not fucking cool. If he's going to be doing shit like that, then, we shouldn't have him here anymore, because that's fucking hateful shit. Which, yeah, like, I mean, again, I don't know every little fucking detail, but knowing that shit, it's enough for me to think, yeah, I don't know what the fuck went down, but definitely, shouldn't be allowed. And eventually, this, Caven's like, all right, yeah, we don't want to lose, like, 20 people who are regulars here, over that shit. So, yeah, I would rather lose one person, versus like 15 different people or some shit. Because, I mean, and honestly, like, knowing him, it was like, it definitely, was kind of a gut punch for me, because, like, damn, bro. It's like, he knows that I'm a bi guy, bisexual, and a lefty kind of dude, and him and I would had pretty cordial conversations about, issues that, we kind of definitely didn't 100% politically saw eye to eye with, but, we're chill, so it's like, we're, for me, it's like, I wonder where the fuck it came from, for one, and for two, like, would you really feel about me then deep down? Like, what are your real feelings then? It's like, bruh. It's like, goddamn, dude. Definitely don't see him in the same light that I used to. And it's like, fuck, bro. It sucks that it's still around like that, but it is. Luckily around here it's not very prevalent, but I mean, it's definitely, shit that does pop up from time to time. What's what to expect from the grocery and where you want? Well, I mean, if he's pretty giggly and bubbly about talking with you, I think, and initially in conversations every step of the way, basically, I think it might be alright. I think, they have a pretty strong interest in talking with you. And shit, I'm sure, I mean, it's not like, they're not going to be far away. I mean, they're at the grocery store, and they obviously got a shift that they got to work, right? So, won't be the last time, even, if, that person maybe forgets to respond back. Like, maybe they got the phone bill paid, but forgot to respond back. But they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, remember. So. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't worry too much on it. I want to fret. I mean, don't get me wrong, for some reason, it feels prejudiced to polarize a group of people, but this is still weird. You find things weird because people are weird? Yeah. I know. It's like, man, we're all people at the end of the fucking day. Can we just, like, quit fucking being weird about it? You know what I mean? It's like, goddamn. And by weird, I'm talking to the conservatives. I want to be insecure about everything and project that shit on everyone and be hateful fucks. Like, I'm talking to them with that. It's like, you're all the ones being weird. I quit it. Fucking dipshits. It's like, oh my god, it's like them damn blacks and Hispanics ain't taking their fucking jobs. No trans person's grooming your fucking daughter or whatever the fuck. It's like, get over yourself. Like, good lord. Fucking, like, ugh. Good lord, man. Funny enough, I actually was meaning to pull this up for earlier, but I forgot to. Here. Service when accused of being phobic. My life ain't good enough for them. Wait, just because someone looks different than you, or thinks different from you, doesn't mean you should be afraid of them. It means you should be angry at them. How dare they be different? It's true, though. Yeah, don't understand them, or, don't try to figure out maybe why there's differences, and, and embrace the differences of, humanity, and, actually, treat, at least, people equally with respect, despite said differences and shit. Nah, be angry at the fact they're different. Fuck that. We all must be one. We all must be one hive mind. One unitary unit. One form. One essence.
Different than you, or thinks differently than you, doesn't mean you should be afraid of them. It means you should be angry at them. How dare they be different? What? My way of life ain't good enough for them?
So, you're saying I should beat them up?
Billy, fighting outside of a hockey rink is wrong. But I'm imaginary, so do what you gotta do.
Oh man, dude, Grim Adventures. Dude, it's been a minute since I've seen that show. Fat fucking minute. Such a classic. Back when cartoons, the frat boys basically God. Yeah, like God when talking, like when the conservative MAGA chud, is, fucking like, being like, hey, how should I feel about the Mexicans? How should I feel about X, Y, or Z? Like, basically just fill in the blank, and it's just like, well, hey, you should be angry at them. But they don't appreciate what we built here for them? Boo! Oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hell yeah. But here, let's go on for it now. What's happening for the tube? One step for the tube, oh yes. Why do I always go to that? Honestly, whenever I kind of go into like whenever I start doing that, I always start somehow eventually going to the 18 theme. I always do that. I don't know what it is, but it always is going to be in my head. It's actually a good brainworm. I like it because it is kind of a bop. But it's like it's whenever I'm like bum ba bum ba dum ba dum ba da bum bum bum, like it always goes to it. Somehow, like I always end up going to it. But you know what? That's okay though. Because out of all the brainworms that I could unleash on the world, I mean that's at least a good one, an underrated one actually. What's this? You and these little like puppies. Like what's with you and baby puppies? Like these little newborn puppies. Like I feel like every time you send me a short, it's always something like this. And what's with like this Sigma grind set music too? Like what the hell? Okay, this ain't Sigma grind set music. It's just like some weird EDM pop shit. Initially, when you didn't watch the video, I'm literally I already know what it was because you didn't watch the video. Look at me. I'm literally looking at it I'm literally looking at it right now. And it is a cute little baby, but it also looks like a little, like, naked mole rat at the same time. Dude, like, newborn kittens and puppies, like, legit look like naked mole rats when they're born. And I know Zukov used to look like this, too, at one point. Right there, see, I watched it. Sharp, regular, beautiful. I mean, she's a cute little thing. I mean, I'm just goofing on it. I mean, it's still adorable. I mean, I would, like, protect that of my life and slay any... I'll go fucking literal Doom Slayer mode on any motherfucker that wants to harm this, adorable specimen of life. That also looks like a naked mole rat and a cute little homunculus. For actually watching a video for once. I'm not gonna lie, the music was really making me like... I mean, next time, just find one that doesn't have the music. That's just like... oofy. Because that music was like, what the fuck was that? It's like, oh my good lord. And I've definitely watched, videos before. That's why I'm commenting on it, because it's one thing that I've noticed as a pattern. That's why I mention it. Maybe not every time, I'll grant that. I know there's definitely been times where I've kind of fucked off, but it's not every time. Come on. Also, this time I'm mixing those the Chihuahuas. I want a female Chihuahua puppy. A Chiweenie. A wiener dog Chihuahua mix. You know what's kind of funny? Like, Zukov has a little bit of Chihuahua in him. Not a lot, but just like a smidge. Mostly a Shepherd, Border Collie, and German Shepherd, Border Collie, American Bully. But he also has like a little Shih Tzu, a Pomeranian, and then after that it's like a small hodgepodge of like, Chihuahua and a few other things. Mexican bratwurst. A Mexican bratwurst? I hate how it's a fucking... I love how, like, 90% of this short is cut off.
Finally, I have possessed a mortal vessel for my evil bidding. The king shall count his days, for I will soon...
Hi there.
This is... This makes it unenjoyable because I can't see like 90% of what the fuck is going on. It's already bad enough. You got all this other fucking UI bullshit in the way. Fucking all these other buttons and nonsense. Some of them literally overlapping each other. Like, how am I supposed to click that like button when I got the fucking this button over? Like, dude, like you would think even on a split screen level or some shit that this would be something that could be dealt with.
Yeah, could you keep it down there, new guy?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm the Whistle of 1,000 Whales. I'm possessing this guy's body to unleash terror in the world, create eating spawn, general stuff like that.
Okay, well, I'm here now, so, we can't both possess this guy.
Oh, sure you can. Yeah, we've been doing it for ages.
Wait, what are you, some sort of evil cup?
Oh, no, I'm actually a lawful neutral chalice of agreement. Evil Cup is down there.
Hey there, neighbor. This is messed up. How many entities are in this body right now?
I don't know. Ask the cap of count.
You can count on me.
Yeah, he was not wearing you a second ago.
Hey, mask of memory here. Pretty sure he was. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's too crowded here. I don't even know what half of you... Stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Concern relief. Concern relief.
All right. Okay.
What the fuck was that?
We each fight for control of the mortal.
Yeah, I
New
agree.
guy, I don't think this is.
3,
I'll kill you.
2, 1, and he's dead. This is the 4th guy this week.
Well, I think I got what was going on, but like 90% of it was cut off, so now I feel like I'm just confused. Dude, there's gotta be a way to, like, watch YouTube shorts without having it in the YouTube short feed. Dude, can YouTube, like, make a fucking setting or something? Like, unless I'm, like, literally click that shorts button, like, right here, unless I click that fucking button right there, it should not be in this style. It should just be seen as a regular fucking video. Because this... Man, YouTube's gotta figure that shit out a little bit, honestly, because, like, bruh. Now, let's see, you know what random little things, right? Going down now. Oh. Ooh, I haven't heard of this channel before, but there is a YouTube title that has got me intrigued. Music Festivals Suck. By Coulier. Or Coulier? 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 I'm straight up intrigued. Because, you know what, I actually do have some thoughts about this. So, is that Wild Bill for America? Wait, hold on. Is that Wild Bill for America? Oh my god, it is. Oh, specificity. So this is probably some classics and shit. 6 out. Oh my god. But yeah. You know, I'm intrigued. You know, why not? It's a fucking Sunday. There ain't much else going on. Oh, whoa. There's chapters in this shit. Ooh, boy.
Here, the sun is shining, the grass is green, and you know what that means. It's festival season. Prime time to gather thousands of degenerates into a muddy field with the promise of activities, food, and most importantly, horrendously mixed live.
Okay, I'm already loving the edit so far, honestly. Chaotic, but at least it's fun chaoticness.
On the surface, music festivals seem like an entirely positive experience, a chance for you to escape your wage-cuck lifestyle, enjoy some nature, do a bit of camping, all whilst being able to listen to your favourite music for multiple days. And then you realise other people exist, the food options are more than likely going to be heinous, and the festival organisers very rarely have your best interests in mind and would rather maximise profits than attendee enjoyment. Suddenly,
I love the clips of Vince McMahon. Perfect.
Music
Perfect.
Festival transforms from a music fan's paradise into an absolute nightmare, with various stenches, germs, and abhorrent personalities being confined within a small area with no escape. The issues that plague music festivals can fit into various different categories, with the first being the environmental issues. So the vast majority of music festivals take place outdoors. This can cause a variety of issues based on...
Yeah, oh my god. You know, so honestly, I will grant this when it comes to this shit. Sometimes you can't really help this. Like, cause I've been to a lot of like block parties, different festivals of established fests and underground festivals. You know, like Cess Fest was a festival, but out on the July 4th, but that's underground shit. You know, so it's not like, you know, the Blues Fest in Portland or like, you know, some other like, you know, established like kind of festival kind of thing. So there is differences of that. And honestly, sometimes it can't really help the, you know, environmental conditions. Like I remember at the Volume Block Party, like for at least one chunk of the day, it kind of rained a little bit, but it was also like for the rest of the day, just cloudy but hot and sunny as fuck, and it was just like, bleh. And also some of the venues and some did not have like good insulation or like good ventilation at all, and it would feel like you're in a fucking oven, like, you know, walking into the place. It's like it's like some, I mean, it's, you know, like it's just kind of the, it's, I mean, I think a lot of it's just because some of the venues were also arcades as well, so you had all these other machines running, so that added to the heat on top of all the bodies, so it just made it pretty fucking just pretty wild and a little nutty with that. But, you know, either way, sometimes you can't really help this shit. You know, like whether it's just hot, sunny as fuck, and, you know, there's likely prone of heat illness and shit, or it rains like hell, and now you got mud, literal, like, 6-inch deep puddles of, like, muddy water just everywhere. Ugh. Like, I mean, the environmental shit is pretty much like the bane of like any outdoor like music event, whether it's like a festival or a block party or anything. Because, I mean, unless you just have like nice, temperate, you know, sunny or, you know, partially cloudy day, like, I mean, you're gonna not have the best time considering, you know, the weather sometimes.
Just the weather alone. As a proud resident of the United Kingdom, rain is a very familiar concept for me.
Rain. Oh my god. Rain. Oh, out here in the UK, you know, what's the forecast? Rain. Rain. Cloudy with some rain. Cloudy with a little bit of sun, but then it ends in the evening with rain. 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 Partially sunny. Ends with rain. It's like, oh my god. You fucking Brits.
Though apparently it's completely alien for most festival organisers.
Rain.
As heavy
Rain.
rain can completely destroy a festival. In no time, every surface transforms into brown sludge, with the first instinct
Oh god, look at that guy.
being to dive head first into the gloop, emerging like some sort of swamp demon. These troglodytes then make their way to the stage area in an attempt to infect every audience member with some sort of mud-related disease. Heavy rain doesn't only lead to mud.
I mean, look, sometimes when you got a mosh pit, dude, see, look, this is where, like, you know, mosh pits end up, you know, creating some of this problem. And, look, it's kind of unintentional, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just kind of have to accept the fact that that does happen. I've seen a lot of different, like, videos of Wacken Open Air, like the big metal festival, like the biggest metal festival in the world that's in Germany. Like, and yeah, some days I'll watch like, you know, some of the live footage, you know, of some of the bands performing, and it'll, you know, show you know, the crowd too, and I could like see the mosh pit, and I'm like, I can literally see a big mud pit like right in the middle of all that. Like, oh god, it's just like, oof, dude.
It has often resulted in sets being completely cancelled, as the rain can cause health risks in
Right.
combination with the technology on stage. Heavy
Rain. Dude, take a shot every time he says rain. When it comes to just like how he says it. Rain.
is probably an alien concept to the vast majority of my audience that reside in America, who
No. No. I live in Oregon, bitch. So, like, dude. No. If we did that, we'd die. No shit, dude.
have to deal with atrocious levels of heat at festivals, as well as just being surrounded by Americans, but that's besides the point.
Oh, fuck you, you Brit bonger. Okay, hey, you're gonna be taking shots at me like that, motherfucker? Okay, Sauron is upon thee now, bitch. I was vibing with you, but now you just took that pot shot. Oh, outside being nothing but American. You literally sound like an 1840s fucking peasant serf, bitch. Shut up. Don't make me start getting on your ass.
key hydration and endless amounts of walking.
Fucking Angloid, Saxon-ass Mongolist son of a bitch.
Severe cases of heat stroke, but don't worry, the festival has you sorted. They'll make sure to sell you a $5 bottle of water out of the kindness of their own hearts.
This is why, okay, so now, okay, jokes aside, like, you know, tongue-in-cheek nonsense, you know, between us Americans and Brits aside, I do agree with this when it comes to festivals, because I'm not gonna lie, man. So, I'm sure, you know, like, I'm gonna take a guess. Atlanta, Georgia has, like, a blues festival, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure there's, like, a blues festival, you know, like that a lot of these cities have. Portland has, you know, the Rose City Blues Festival that's, you know, here in Portland. And growing up, that literally used to be, you know, something where you can go, you know, basically donate to the Oregon Food Drive, you know, a couple cans, like at least at minimal 2 cans, and you got in free entry. You know, like you because it essentially kind of pay for itself by, you know, buying, you know, merch from the bands, you know, music, you know, buying stuff from different vendors, you know, whether it's food or, you know, clothes / like blues festival, like, you know, vendors and shit like that. And it's just like, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, like it used to be kind of like almost like kind of a grassroots, like kind of community raised thing. Not really underground, but like kind of a, you know, community based thing. Nowadays, they overcharge your ass, price gouge the fuck out of everything, and now it's basically just a bunch of old retired boomers that, you know, got nothing better to do that fucking go there. Dude, my friend Ripcity took a picture of the fucking Blues Fest, you know, that happened this year, and it's the most saddest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's honestly, it makes me sad. It's like, because I used to go to Blues Fest all the time, because it was a fucking vibe. I listened and saw a lot of fucking awesome bands and artists, you know, at the Blues Fest, and now it's like, ugh. Like, it even looked up a lot of lineups, and you know, and I'm just like, eh. It's like, man, like, what the fuck? You know, and then I look at, like, you know, underground festivals like, you know, the Volume Block Party from last year. That's also happening later in August this year. And then, like, Cess Fest of July 4th. And it's like, man, at least, like, the underground community is at least willing to fucking look after you and shit. Like, and, you know, not overcharge you. It's like price of admission. You're going to find, like, 24 packs of beer and water everywhere. You know, like, you know, and cups, you know, for your water and all that shit. You know, there's like, you know, water station and beer station there, water station and beer station there, water station, beer station there. You know, it's just like, as long as you pay the fee, you know, and just like enjoy your time and don't be a problem and buy some merch or whatever, then, you know, who gives a fuck? You know, like a lot, dude, that's why I'm like an underground guy till I die kind of shit with this stuff. Because, like, man, the whole, like, established shit when it comes to, like, music fests or, like, these concerts and shit is bullshit, dude. And I don't even necessarily fault a lot of the bands, because, like, I want to see a lot of these bands that, you know, that are, like, kind of more established and shit, right? But, like a lot, you know, but the established, like, you know, venues and these companies that, you know, like, own, like, you know, like, you know, the, like, you know, the advertisement or, like, you know, the marketing of, like, these tickets and all this other shit is bunk and bullshit, and the price gouging, the junk fee bullshit, and when it comes to these fucking festivals, like, charging, like, 5 times the amount for, like, you know, if you're getting, like, some yakisoba of chicken, instead of, like, it being $5, it's, like, 15 or something. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's bullshit. Like, that shit needs to be curtailed, because, like, frankly, like, that shit does eventually pay itself off over time, you know, if you quit price gouging the fuck out of everybody with this shit, because then less people are going to go, you know, because, you know, a lot of the people that would like to go, who might have enough money to maybe buy a little bit of food or maybe buy some, you know, merch from a band that they really liked at the festival or something, that on top of the admission, and maybe like some small little tiny fee of like $5 or $10 or some shit at max, and even then I don't even think that should exist. It's like, fuck, dude. I mean, this shit needs to be really fucking regulated. Like, you know, way more so than, like, you know, like, than the attempts to do it now of, you know, trying to, like, you know, at least curtail some of the junk fee shit. It needs to go way further than that. So, you know, to see live a few times, took pictures of the guys, can't remember the names. I don't remember the other guys' names, but I know the vocalist is Dave Dichter. That's his name. And I like Dave. Like, I've talked to him a couple times. I mean, he lived, you know, all of them live up here in Portland, so, you know, like, it's not that rare for me to find them, honestly, when it comes to these shows. And, because even if they're not playing, I have seen at least either Dave or a few of the other guys, there before too, and, chatting them up a few times. Really cool dudes, really nice guys. And Dave is such, like, genuinely, like, such a actual sweetheart of a dude. I'm not even kidding. He really is, like, such a nice guy. So I'm at Muddy Roots Festival in Cookeville, Tennessee, an outdoor festival that specializes metal, punk, rock, country, blues. Yeah, see, that sounds like, a fest that will be kind of like up my alley a little bit. That's kind of like, the, shit that I'll be kind of more keen into. I don't know if that's, like what, I don't know if the Muddy Roots Fest, is like that anymore. I'm sure they probably are. But, or at least, in the sense of kind of keeping it raw with, like, some of these OG guys and shit. And, I mean, I don't know, like, that's kind of, that's kind of like what I kind of feel like, is what really is the downfall. And I think the critique about, like, music fests and shit, it's like, so many of them have been corporatized and, like, commercialized, to the point where, honestly, it's just a detriment to really everybody across the fucking board, if you really think about it. Like, to the people that, go to the fest, to listen to the bands themselves, because they have to, like, they have to, like, justify themselves being there on top of, like, making their own cut, of the whole festival too, because they have to at least get enough people to show up, and at least enough people to buy their merch so they can at least kind of get their own side, of their own cheddar of it, It's very dry home in the woods around the ranch. It will sell that. It's like a type of backwoods where you find Native American Sasquatch. I'll scare at night. Shit. Damn, so it was way out there. So, yeah, see, I would love that shit. Like, that's right up my alley right there. See, that's why I love that type of underground kind of shit. Even if it's kind of like a more bigger, well-known type of thing. Like the Volume Block Party in Portland, like, it kind of changes, like, every year what time it happens, because last year was back in May, but this year was going to be in late August, so it does kind of change around a little bit. But amongst, like, the metal punk scene and, like, kind of like psychedelic kind of like funk rock scene, broadly, like, it's a really well-known thing. It's a block party. Like, I'm pretty sure it's on, like, it takes place in the same area every year. It's, like, by 48th and 49th of Hawthorne. It's where the Quarter World, the Space Room, and a lot of those places are. Where those bars have all those venues and shit. And I'm pretty sure MDC is going to be playing there, too, because they did last year. I'm pretty sure, like, out of Los Blottos and MDC, like, I'm pretty sure those are, like, the two bands that have, like, the most live footage of. What is it? The Volume Block Party. I'm pretty sure it's going to be off of Hawthorne. The guy from Los Blottos, Eric, he was telling me about that when I was at Fest, and like, he was saying it was going to be in late August, I think it was the 28th, if I remember correctly. There's going to be information available pretty soon about it. He was just kind of giving me the information before, like, it got officially released, but he was saying that it's going to be happening in late August. I just don't know exactly. I think he said it was either the 29th or the 28th. I can't remember which. Remember one night I went driving back to my hotel, took the wrong turn, and got lost. It was in the hills, so there was no cell service. Desert roads, deep creepy woods, Bigfoot country. Sam Squanch country. Sam Squanch.
Environmental problems at festivals.
Wonder if I'll day off. Hey, hopefully you do. I'll keep an eye out for any information for you. I know it's an all-day thing, so even if you do have to work that day, you could probably show up for a little bit of it. Even if you have to leave later. Because the Volume Block Party was, like, from 2 to, like, 11 o'clock at night, when I was there last year. And I called in sick, because I was like, I ain't missing this, fuck that. Because it was on a Saturday last year, so there's an off chance, because I remember you were working the day the Volume Block Party happened last year, so it might be a Friday, it might be a Saturday, I'm not 100% sure. I just know I think it's the 28th or the 29th. I know it's late August, and I think that's what he said, but I'll keep an eye out. I'll confirm it. I've been described the same way. No way. I mean, like, I don't like. I've always said that I think it was a thing. I just don't really think like Bigfoot or Sasquatch is a thing anymore. Because I mean, considering modern technology and all this shit, we would have found one by now. You know what I mean? I mean, like, but the fact that it probably did exist, I'm willing to grant that. For how long? Oh, fucking know. Could have been around for at least 1,000 years. Maybe, or at least, or it could have been around at least up until like 1,000 years ago, maybe 500 years ago. Shit like that. We know apes are real. Well, that's the thing. Like, even, like even let's grant it was possibly a thing, maybe not anymore. Why haven't we found any archaeological evidence of any of its existence? Like, we dug up while taking down some lumber in a forest in like the Cascade Mountains or some shit. And we're like, oh, these are like ape-like bones that we just dug up. What the fuck is this? And study it and realize, oh shit, it's Sasquatch. I mean, that's my thing about it. Like, that's why I like to think that they probably were a thing, but they probably died off probably a long time ago. At least probably before, Westerners showed up. And, maybe, if, it was probably around the time Westerners did show up, then, it would probably be one of those species that went extinct to like a lot of different, animals, during that time, like passenger pigeons, for example. Like, because they were, passenger pigeons were literally hunted to extinction, because their feathers, were, sought out for pillows and shit. Because they were very, soft and fluffy, feathers and worked really well for, stuffing for pillows and for, cushioning and shit like that. So, I mean, if, like, that's why I'm all to grant that it probably was a thing. But, and even, like, if Western colonizers, and shit were able to be around when it was existing, then they probably were, like, hunted to extinction. Or at least hunted off to such a rare, like, endangered species kind of level to the point they couldn't repopulate themselves and eventually just died off. I mean, because, like I said, if they were around, we should have at least found some sort of, like, evidence of their existence at this point. Whether it's fucking, like, some bones, like biological deposits, like, fecal matter or something. We should have found something, like actual concrete evidence outside of, like, some sort of footprint. Because, I mean, honestly, footprints are easy to fake. And honestly, there are a lot of these different cast molds, that, granted, can be theoretically possibly a real thing. But honestly, a lot of them have been known to be kind of fakes. Sarah has said recently we feared the uncanny valleys due to dealing with predators that look like us but weren't. And that our brain apparently associates it with disease. Huh. Weird. Sasquatch is just a big hairy dude. Or TJ Kirk. It's not Kurt, it's Kirk. In a gorilla suit. TJ Kurt. I don't know no Kurtz. TJ Kurtz. Is he a doppelganger of TJ Kirk? I'm just kind of fuck if you, I know who you meant.
The direct result of the attendees.
Anyway, let's get back to this.
Festivals create a sort of lawless atmosphere where it feels like you can basically do whatever the
Hey, it's Dr. Chugs.
The lowest form of crime people choose to commit as a result of this is endless amounts of littering as well as pissing on every visible surface. Fortunately, festivals are well aware of the vast amounts of waste that can be produced and hire cleaners. This seems like a good idea.
And fuck people that do that, by the way. Like, this is partially why I like the underground scene a little bit, more, because there is kind of an onus to try to clean up after yourself, because it's like if you want these like house parties or like underground scenes to kind of keep going, clean up after yourself. Actually, funny enough, I was waiting in line for like the bathroom with the one porta potty that they had, which surprisingly did not smell bad, but felt like a fucking oven. I was actually shocked it didn't smell rancid. I was really shocked by that. I was like, I went in there first time, it's like I was gonna smell like ass. Wow, actually, it doesn't smell bad in here. Okay, well, let's just get my business over with. It's like, I don't want to find out if it just, like, sneaks up on you. You know what I mean? So, luckily, shocked by that, but, like, while I was waiting in line, I think, like, the second time, there's, like, these guys, like, these gals that were waiting, being like, man, I wish I had another one, because, like, this is kind of annoying having to wait here, and just, like, because, like, I don't want to have to, like, go off in the bush or whatever, because I think, one chick that owned the house or whatever, she's like, yeah, it's okay if you want to go in the bush. If you don't want to wait, there's a bush over there. Just do it where no one sees you. And they were mentioning it's like, it's like, hey, I mean, I know like crust punks and punks, sometimes gotta do what you gotta do, but like that doesn't mean you have to be unsanitary. And I'm like, hey, even me as a crust punk, true. Why do you think I'm sitting here waiting? I ain't gonna, and also it ain't my property. I ain't gonna just do that. Like, I'm crust punk because sometimes I'm like, shit, I don't got a clean shirt. Fuck, alright, well, this is the least dirty one. Alright, whatever, So, like, that's my crust punk shit. Or like, oh, man, I should probably take a shower, but you know what? I can go another day. So, it's like, that's to me is like, crust punk shit. It doesn't mean you literally just, like, become, like, some filthy fucking, like, sewer rat. Like, it doesn't literally mean that. It's like, ugh.
On the surface, but then you realise most of these cleaners are being paid in free festival tickets, food and alcohol, resulting in individuals who are more interested in cleaning out the confiscated candy stash than the festival grounds. This happened at the first festival I ever went to. I was 14 at the time and woke up to somebody screaming like a banshee in the middle of the night. I found out in the morning that the individual screaming was one of the staff and had decided to ravage through the confiscated candy stash. He then proceeded to
Oh, I bet like, I honestly bet the candy that he's talking about is, like, acid or something. Or, like, mushrooms, like, some sort of a psychedelic. And, yeah, that sometimes happens. Like, honestly, that'll even happen to, like, conventions. Like, I remember seeing this one dude, that was, like, literally puking his guts out, being like, man, this trip is not going well, bro. While it, their friend was like, hey, it's okay, man. You just gotta puke it out. You'll be fine. We'll get you to a hotel room and, we'll play some music and let you chill. I'll stay with you until you fall asleep or something. Blah, blah, blah. Some shit like that. I was overhearing that while I was outside, kind of like, smoking some weed, doing my own thing. And then about an hour or two later, I overheard, for some other people being like, oh yeah, someone, like that person was, took like, hella, like, like full, like, ate the mushrooms like all at once and got a little too tripped out and started having a really rough trip. I'm just like, oh, that would explain it. It's like, and hit the gut a little too hard and puked what was left, but whatever, that dude ingested, the rest, it processed enough for him to start tripping out hella balls though. Hopefully they're alright, but yeah, that shit happens, and that's why you gotta know your limits with that shit. Like, I will admit, like, even for Cessfest, I took some shroomies, but either I was so much in the zone, or they didn't do shit. Because honestly, I barely felt them. Like, honestly, like, I mean, cause I had a decent amount, like, I mean, so, like, I have, like, enough for, like, a microdose, but I'm like, well, at that point, they're probably just, like, gonna be fuck all nothing at this rate. It's like, boo. It's like, man, what the hell? Well, man, I was a little butthurt by that. I was like, man, fucking barely did shit to me. Should have just ate all of them, honestly, if that was the case.
The nearest tree and scream throughout the night. I'd imagine his pupils were probably a similar size to an owl's, so I guess he fit the role pretty well. The consequence of hiring people to clean who would rather just attend the festival is having cleaners that rarely do enough to actually keep the festival tidy. Unfortunately, I doubt there's any amount of money on the planet that will convince somebody to clean the toilets at a music festival. Festivals are attended by many different types of people, with many different habits in terms of sanitation, resulting in most porta potties looking like somebody just got shot in the head. Fortunately, music...
Well, hey, you know, another W for the underground scene, dude, because the one porta party we had at Cess Fest for our little festival for 4th of July, I'm not even gonna lie, bro, wasn't even that bad. Like I said, it didn't even smell bad. I was actually shocked. I was like, wow, I thought I was gonna be gagging every time I got in here. I was like, wow, wow. I honestly, I can't even get over that, honestly. I was genuinely shocked. And let me just tell you, that porta potty was really well used. I was really shocked that it did not smell that bad. I'm glad. I mean, that's why I'm shocked, because that's like the one time ever I went into a porta potty and it did not smell bad at all. I didn't smell a thing. Outside of like whatever weird little like scent refreshener thing that was in there. Because dude, that thing must have been going on like overtime or some shit, I swear. Because even with that heat, you know that shit, you know, literally it would be fumigating. And it's probably going like extra hardcore with like the funk. And it's just like, you know, so that refreshener was working some overtime, son. Because I didn't smell a damn thing. I'm glad, because holy fuck, that was the rare time I've ever been in a porta potty where that's happened. You gotta just like savor those moments where it's like you go in a bathroom or a porta potty, especially at these music fests, and you're like you just think and you just assume it's gonna be bunk, it's gonna be funk, it's gonna be skunky, just spladunk. You know, it's like it ain't gonna be fun. It's gonna be rank. It's a spank, and the worst kind of dank. You know what I mean? It's like, do some Dr. Seuss with this bitch, okay? You know, so, but it's just like, I mean, because fuck, bro. Like, I mean, I straight up gag in that shit. So every time I'm in that shit, and it actually is like, actually kind of smells nice in here. It's a shock. I keep that in the file, honestly, because it's like, man, I love those moments. I love going to a porta potty being like, it doesn't smell like, you know, like someone literally died. Like, I mean, like, holy shit.
Man, wait, where's the toilet paper? Oh, I'm in here. Hey, it's occupied.
Damn! Ah! Ow! Dude! Oh my god! What? Oh fuck! Okay, I know that's staged, but oh my god, that just fucking twisted my gut in a way I don't like. Dude, when the water splashed, oh my fucking god. Okay, that twisted my gut up something fierce, I'm not even gonna lie.
Somebody just got shot in the head.
Oh, yep, that's how my gut feels. Yep.
Fortunately, music festivals take pride in offering various food options. How about we take a peep at the tasty items you can receive at a music festival?
So good and tasty.
Looks absolutely splendid. I'm sure it won't give you eternal...
You know what? I'm glad that, you know, Cess Fest, that, you know, like the little barbecue that they had going on was actually some fire food. Though, I mean, granted, I mean, even for that, it was a little overpriced. It was $10, you know, for a nice little, what was it, Chipalua, I think it was called? Something like that? I don't even know. But it was amazing. It was delicious. But I was just like, alright, you know, it is what it is, but you know what, it's dank. It was delicious.
damage. All jokes aside, if the food isn't absolutely heinous, with a high probability of giving you food poisoning, it's either overpriced, not suitable for somebody who spent 3 days trudging around in the
you know, man, there just need there needs to be like some sort of like geography nut or like some sort of weather analyst to be like, all right, here's like places where you don't want to put a festival or anything because it will literally flood. Dude, like, because holy shit, bro. How do these festivals, like, get it so bad when it comes to the rain where, like, half of the festival is basically in a fucking puddle or a lake at this point?
Taking various substances, or it's just falafel. For some reason, every vegan festival has falafel.
Hey, don't fuck off falafel! Oh, of course you're a fucking Angloid, Mongoloid, Brit bonger anyway, so of course you're gonna be shitting on some fucking falafel, you bastard. Fuck you. Don't be dissing off, nah, I don't even want to hear that shit. Nah, don't be dissing off falafel. Oh, what next? You're gonna be dissing on curry even though it's like your number one dish in England? Go fuck off.
Fucking bread. Use a horrendous amount of fake beans as opposed to the food on site, making it less of an issue when it comes to outdoor festivals. One of the issues I do have...
Fake beans? Oh, what? Like you Brits know a fucking thing about beans? Oh, beans and toast? Yeah, shut up. Okay, now the Brit American fucking angst is coming back. Don't... Man, leave it to the food section for him to try to be like, there's fake beans. Like, what? You want fucking beans at a music festival, you fucking freak? I don't want no goddamn beans unless it's a part of, like, you know, some sort of, like, nacho combo thing that I'm getting or something. Like, the fuck out of here, you beans. The Brit equivalent is probably rolled mud balls of a little salt on it. Little mud balls. Little mud balls. The thing is, it would be... dude, it wouldn't have salt on it, though. That's too much seasoning for a Brit. What the fuck are fake beans, anyway? The fuck if I know, man? Like, I don't know what the fuck a fake bean is. Like, a bean is a bean. Like, what the fuck is a fake bean? I don't know. Ask this weird Brit bonger son of a bitch. Apparently, he's like some astute academic on what a real bean is, apparently. It's like, get the fucking freak. Like, good lord, dude. Like, these British have any fucking room to talk about what fucking food is. It's just like, man, I can grant, like, you know, like, I could grant, like, you know, shipping overpriced and music festival shit, for sure. I could get that. But, like, you know, shit like, you know, oh, boy, you know, it's like, they'll serve you something like fake beans. It's like, the fact that they're serving beans is the problem in the first place, but fake beans? Like, excuse me? Closest I can think of is mainly jelly beans. Well, they're called jelly beans because they're in the shape of beans and they're jellied candy. Bruh. The fuck is this stream? This? We react to stuff and, you know, chat about things, shoot the shit. Reacting to a video about why fucking Christ, I'm having a Joe Biden. Music festivals suck. You know, so we're reacting to this video. I don't know the channel, you know, but they're a British person, and, you know, so I'm kind of going on about, like, you know, like, oh, you Brit, oh, you want to talk, you know, about that? You know, like the Patriot out, you know, is coming out of me. Not that I give a fuck about America anyway, but, you know, it's like, you know, I only do when a Brit wants to, you know, try to pipe up and think they know what's what. Okay, new. Oh, y'all good. The stream is your entertainment for the next 2 hours of scrap. So, I like how Rose is like, no, you're staying here. Damn. They're so aggressive, Rose.
Practices regarding water at some of these festivals. Various festivals throughout the UK decide to utilise a singular bottled water company and sell said bottles of water for an exorbitant markup.
Biden doesn't give a fuck about America. I agree with that.
They've been known to ban this.
I mean, though, to be fair, neither does the Republican Party or Trump either. Like, neither side of the duopoly are in the best interest of America, so fuck both of them.
selling of bottled drinks amongst the independent sellers, only allowing these said vendors to sell canned drinks. This results in the only option for festival goers being an extremely overpriced small bottle of water. I'm not sure.
Now, this actually is kind of a problem with a lot of festivals, but at least here in America, when it comes to live music fest, that it's not really, one company. It's just that it tends to just be like whatever's the cheapest option, and they, will have that in bulk, and then they'll overcharge you usually. Now, again, this is a W for the underground festival / like music scenes and shit, where it's just like, usually that shit's just free. Like SS Fest, for the little punk festival that was on the 4th, that I went to, like, the water was literally just water stations. Like, you just grabbed a cup of water, or if you had a bottle or something, then you just, use that, and there was jugs of water, like 1 gallon jugs, and you just pour whatever water you needed. And that was it. That's a W for, the underground scene with that shit. Is that bong in hand? Yep. I'm in the legal state. West Coast.
If you're aware of the average festival attendee, but they're usually not willing to spend that much on just a bottle of water, resulting in various alcohol-fueled heat stroke aficionados having health scares in regards to dehydration. This is quite clearly an effort from festivals to maximize profits, because somehow the high ticket...
And honestly, that shit should be illegal. Like, water should just be free at the point of service. There should just be water stations. Like, yeah, sure, sell, sodas, juice, alcohol, that's fine. But when it comes to when it comes down to when it comes to fucking water, just straight water, that type of shit, you literally need that to live. You're 70% water. You kind of need that. If you drop even 1% in water because you sweat it out and dehydrate yourself, yeah, that's not gonna be good. That's why being dehydrated / heat illness and getting hungover and shit like that, and that's not good. Netflix trans if you are no interest here. Wait, it's fetch wait, who is? Nobody is. I'm not. I'm bi, but I'm not trans.
Alcohol and merch prices aren't enough for these motherfuckers. Whilst we're on the topic of cutting corners to maximize profits, there have been various disasters throughout the history of music festivals, with many of even the most iconic and nostalgic festivals throughout history having its organization be extremely...
You start laughing fat? Yeah, I'm a fucking twig. I'm like a stick bug. I'm a stick bug, basically.
Result in absolute Limp Bizkit related disaster in the case of Woodstock 99, and can occasionally result in a pleasurable festival if every attendee is a sedated hippie, like in the case of Woodstock 69. One of the most...
person left. Well, whatever. Hey, you get some randoms in here. Whatever. I was going to be kind of curious about where they were going to go with that, because I had a feeling that the person was not exactly pro-trans, but, whatever.
Important aspects of a music festival is obviously the music. Without the live sets, festivals would just be a large campsite gathering, with the main benefit of camping being nature, being...
Well, hey, buddy, that's the reason why music festivals are a thing. They're Coulier, or whatever your name is. Yeah, well, the thing is, if the bands weren't there, then these people wouldn't be there, right? Dude, I remember DFF actually talking about where did trans come in the first place, so I missed something. I don't know. It literally came out of nowhere. I honestly have no idea where it came from, unless they're talking about the person in the video, but I'm assuming this is just some British guy. It's just a British dude. Which, I think I've seen it, if there's some parts where he showed his face and he kind of looks like a scene kid from the 2000s or some shit, bro. Honestly, he looks like a British scene kid. If I saw an actual clip where he was in there.
Unfortunately, the overall design of a festival often leads to various issues in regards to the live sets. Festivals have to fit countless bands into a 3-day period, meaning most artists are given extremely short set times, with an even shorter break in between bands to set up. This results in sound techs having to frantically set up and sound check pieces of equipment with very little time to do so, resulting in the mixing rarely being applicable to the particular band. This combined with difficulties in terms
I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of this is basically just like kind of producer behind the scenes, like logistics shit. And even for Cessfest, like even one of the hosts of Anarcho Pro Wrestling and and the event to an extent was saying that like yeah, like shit's a little fucked today. A few bands couldn't perform. One of them just legit no showed, and and our ring was broken and we couldn't get it repaired in time, so we're just gonna wing it with that. So fuck it, we're gonna get something going. That's just basically what the whole scenario was. It was like, well, fuck it, we're doing something. It's I mean, we're punks here. When there's a will, there's a way. We're figuring something out. Fuck it, and hey, it worked out. And actually for the live stream that I was doing for Cessfest, I actually did timestamp everything. So now, at least for the highlights of, for the stream, at least for, when I was at Cessfest, that should be there for everybody too. So, it's like there was just a lot of, clusterfuckety shit that happened, but at the end of the day, it still all worked out and it still ended up being a great day and a great event and everything. But, and honestly, I actually do sympathize, with this shit, because, like, when it comes to logistics and trying to get shit planned out, yeah, sometimes, shit fucks up. Like, sometimes bands don't show up. Sometimes, someone gets injured. Like, Los Malablados, their drummer, Tyler, like, he got, I'm pretty sure his name is that, right? Yeah, Tyler Sylvia. Like, he, got his hand injured, so the band wasn't able to perform, that day. But, then there's like another band that, didn't show up at all. And there was also another band that, had one of their other band members, MIA or got injured as well or something like that. So there's at least 3 bands that unfortunately had to cancel, or at least 2 for sure. And then, and then the Anarcho Pro Wrestling group, their ring wasn't set up because it got broken and they get it repaired in time. So it's like, oh well, it is what it is, and you gotta do what you gotta do. But hey, honestly, that's kind of why I like the underground scene anyway, because shit does still work out though, and things, because more established shit like this when it comes to bigger festivals, like when it comes to being commercialized and stuff like that. Usually they'll just cancel shit and try to get whatever money back, that the, corporations that tend to, fund these things, try to get, So it's like, it ends up just being a bigger boondoggle more than anything when it comes to shit like this. I think this is just another reason why, honestly, underground shit is just, for me, the way to go. And arguably, the best way to go. And even if there is, established venues, or more established bands, because, I go to that shit all the time. I mean, it's there's always kind of a sense of those more smaller venues, or like the underground house show type of things and shit like that, where frankly it there's just a way better vibe, a better energy, and logistically works out better, even if there are shit that kind of gets fucked up and stuff. Things just kind of click better. It's like when you get it too commercialized and too big, then you have all this other factors like, how much fucking money are we making mainly? Hey, how much profit can we make off this? And focus on that strictly and that alone. Suddenly everything gets put to the wayside and then gets fucked up. And that honestly is why a lot of these music festivals fucking suck now, dude. It sucks. I mean, especially for the Rose City Blues Fest. Man, I was kind of thinking, maybe I'll try to see if I can, maybe go at least for a day. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because, man, that shit looked bonk, bro. I know it's on Telegram here. Maybe I can, because I know it's, actually, god damn it. Here, hold on, let me do this real quick. Yeah, I'll do this. Hold up. Here, let me just try to find the picture first. Mainly just because I actually don't want to accidentally click on something. Ah, here it is. Here we go. Saddest Blue Fest crowd ever. Record temperature meets record ticket prices. Just a gaggle of wealthy boomers too stubborn to stay home. And look at this. This is the fucking Blues Fest, bro. A bunch of rich boy fucking white suburbanite yachts and a bunch of like stodgy old boomers here. Dude, this is the most pathetic Blues Fest I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. Dude, like when I was growing up in high school going to this shit, this place used to be fucking packed. Like you couldn't go anywhere without bumping into somebody, basically. Dude, this shit looks pathetic. And honestly, it looks tiny. Like, isn't there supposed to be a stage over here? I think there is. Yeah, but it's... Dude, what the fuck is that? That looks small. Dude, in years past, the stage over here used to be fucking huge. Like, that is a tiny bunk-ass stage, and it looks like there's, like, VIP status, too. What the fuck is this? Dude, fuck this shit, bro. See, this is where our little British friend has a point here, because look at that. That's lame. It basically you either get priced out where a bunch of old white suburbanite boomer fucks have nothing better to do, go to this shit, with their retirement money, because, like, their fucking, kids and their grandkids, don't want to see them and shit, or it's like, you get price gouged, the shit, because, like, you want to go see, some of these bands or some shit, and, and you basically end up being in debt or poor as fuck and having, like, to find a way to struggle to pay the rent, or something like that. It's like, good fucking lord, bro. It's bunk. It's bullshit.
Acoustics that an outdoor venue can bring results in the bands rarely sounding how they should. The short breaks in between sets also causes large problems if any issue results in delays. Each band needs to be pushed back, with various smaller acts being cut short to let the headliners play their full allotted time before the evening curfew. Musicians obviously hate being cut short, and due to the fact
another W for the underground scene, because fuck a curfew.
most musicians are stimulant abusing man.
I mean, we'll accept it enough just to, basically, not get the cops called on us. But we'll skirt the line just a little bit. Just enough to basically not get the cops called. And if anything, that's why, the underground scene is these days especially tends to be very proactive about, like, being very, like, inclusive and also very respectful about shit like that, because, like, hey, it's all right to be a little laissez-faire and, be a little loosey-goosey and stuff like that, but don't cause problems, because at that point, that's where it ruins it for everybody else, because especially if worse comes to worse and fucking cops show up, then you literally ruined it for fucking everyone, and now shit's fucked. And honestly, I've been to plenty of different house shows where cops have busted shit up because shit got too rowdy. Or because it went past curfew, like I was talking about from earlier, and no one gives a fuck, and, and eventually, like, shit gets busted up a little bit. But you know what? It's like, hey, that's just like the underground kind of punk way. Sometimes it get a little, rambunctious like that.
They will routinely destroy the sound equipment at the end of their set, only resulting in
hey, that's just performance shit, dude.
More setbacks and work for the staff who are just attempting to make the festival run smoothly.
Okay, wait, what? Like, yeah, sometimes bands go hardcore and, might damage their own equipment. Like, it's their shit, bro. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, like, and honestly, that doesn't even really happen that often, because usually, like, a lot of these bands can't afford, like, a $500 guitar or, like, $800 guitar or some shit to replace every fucking time they do that for every show, you know what I mean? It's like that's just not... I feel like this is just a non-point.
At times, organisers seem to have a lack of understanding when it comes to designing the actual lineups. Classic rock festivals like Reading and Download are having their lineups consistently watered down to appeal to a more pop-related audience. This makes it even more confusing when they
Sure. I mean, a lot of festivals have had this happen before.
to host heavier counterculture related bands, obviously leading to fan base clashes, which best case scenario leads to whiny individuals and poor atmospheres during certain acts, with half the crowd impatiently waiting so they can get a good spot for the next act, and worst case scenario, opposing subcultures and fan bases literally get into scuffles and fights.
Well, I think this is just basically due to fucking, like, people within, like, different music communities where they are, like, gatekeepy and, like, oh, well, our shit's better, like, another W for the underground scene because, dude, there's such a diverse mixture of, like, different sounds and bands and shit, like, that are, playing, at a lot of these different, like, underground volume block parties, house shows, and festivals and shit. Like, I mean, like, even with, like, a lot of the, shit from Fest I've recorded, it's like, look at all the different bands and listen to their sounds. They all are a little different, like, all still, punk in one way, shape, or form, but they all had their own sound, and it's like, I mean, like, in the underground scene, there's such, like, a blend of different people that, yeah, maybe guys, some people that are more into, like, blues stuff. Maybe there are people that might be into rap and shit. There are, like, some people that are more into, like, thrash metal and stuff like that, and all that type of shit. Like, cause you got my friend Tyler, who's predominantly more of a metalhead, but he shows up to the punk shit too, just as much as I do, right? Like, because I'm a little bit more of a punk head than a metalhead, but I'm still a metalhead at heart, just as much as he is kind of a punk head, but a metalhead, to the core, fundamentally, and all that, So it's like, I mean, it's just one of those things where there's like a major overlap of, like, music subculture that happens and shit. And, it's like, it's really cool stuff. I mean, even when, like, a lot of these, other bands I've seen, like, when I saw the Voodoo Glow Skulls, like, they're, they were like a more of a heavier ska band, but like the band that was the main headliner, the Slackers, is a lot more of the softer kind of like, or something like that, just very softer music and shit for the most part. It's like, it was like literally like heavy, soft, heavy, soft, heavy. It then ends as soft. It's just like, I mean, sometimes, shit just vibe like that. But that's what I love about, these kind of, like the more underground-esque kind of scene, or at least the more middle ground kind of scene, with stuff like that, because there's a lot more variety with it. Especially when it comes to, like the, different music scenes, just in general around here in Portland.
In the crowd. Most of the large festivals that aren't consistently watering down their lineups are instead focusing heavily on nostalgia. Upon viewing the vast majority
Like the Blues Fest
of rock-based festivals as of late, you are harassed with older bands. These performances and appeal rely partially on nostalgia.
Harassed with older bands? How does that even make sense? Are these band members from these old bands literally coming up to you and annoying you constantly?
Times can be amazing. These bands mean a lot to a vast amounts of people. It just signals to my nihilistic brain a desire to cash in on nostalgia to continue to make as much money as possible, as opposed to supporting the growth of the industry that makes these festivals possible. We do have one other issue to address. People...
I mean, maybe for some bands I would say that's true. There's a lot of bands that have been around since like 79, like MDC, that sure shit don't do it for that reason. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that just kind of depends on the band, or it depends on like the motives, as well at this point. Because you got a lot of bands that definitely, certainly are, ascribed to that, but I think there are definitely a lot that don't.
Tends to be pretty heinous at times, and music festivals just so happen to gather tens of thousands of people into an inescapable prison of mud, E. coli, and poorly mixed microphones. It's a sad reality that the vast majority of festival-related issues are as a direct
I'll agree with that.
result of the attendees, ginormous men attempting to crowd surf, thieves...
Where in the fuck did he get that clip? What the fuck was that?
Tent burners, crowd killers, people that light flares, people that have flags with horrendously...
Okay, who the fuck brings a flare gun to a festival? What the fuck? That sounds like a very oddly specific thing that guy just... Was he at a festival where someone just had a fucking flare gun once? I don't even think I've ever heard that before. What the fuck? Okay.
outdated memes. I could go on and on. You'd think some level of security would sort many of these issues, which can be the case, although security suffers from a similar issue to the cleaners. In my experience, festival security comes in...
Well, at least in America, they tend to be contracted, and they tend to have a lot of it, so, hey, maybe in England they're a lot more shitty about it. Because, hey, I wish there was a video of this. I mean, seriously, because honestly, I'm wondering how in the fuck someone sneaks that in. It's like, unless it's like some crust-ass punk fucking festival or some shit. I don't, did this guy go to some underground scene fucking metal punk festival in the middle of bumblefuck England and someone snuck a flare gun or something? Because I'm wondering. Because, obviously, at least for the British experience, this guy, at least, I will grant him this. He is kind of talking for some experience. I'll grant him that. Tongue-in-cheek shit aside. I can kind of tell that, he's had experience with this shit. That's why he's, bitching about this. Which, honestly, that's why I clicked on it. Because, fuck. I kind of agree, honestly, all in all. Tongue-in-cheek, memes about him being Brit aside and all that. I think, I don't agree completely about certain things, but, maybe it's just because in England it's just a lot more corporatized, maybe a lot more just bland and just bleh. And, yeah, with rain, happening all the time, I'm sure the problem with mud in these outdoor areas and shit is a really big problem. Around here, not as much. The festivals here in the U.S. isn't as big of an issue. Though it does happen here for sure. Especially with, some of these, Coachella or whatever the fuck, or, some of these other weird things that happened, near Joshua Tree or some shit, out there, or, a Burning Man and shit. I know, last time one of those festivals happened, it basically got flooded to shit, so, it's not like it doesn't happen here either. But granted, not as much, which also is why, his weird jabs about, oh, you Americans don't understand rain. It's maybe not to the same level as you fucking Brits, but, hey, we deal with the same shit, too, you fuck. It's fuck you. We know how this shit works. Especially in the P&W.
Forms, one of which being a heshed out grease lord, brain fogging his way through work and pretty much allowing any form of
Hey, fuck you.
behavior, regardless of how unethical it is, or a job's worth, whose sole objective is to strip search anyone with dreadlocks in hopes of confiscating a little bit of devil's lettuce. Despite this extremely negative rant,
know that.
I actually find
been there, done that. Minus the dreads.
Music festivals to be very enjoyable. For some reason, I find the chaos of a festival far more relaxing than taking time away from regular life to simply just do nothing. They allow for fans of a particular genre to truly come together, and I believe the vast majority of interactions at these festivals are incredibly positive. It just so happens that negative content does much better than positive content on this platform, so maybe that says more about you than it does about me.
Alright, I think, his honesty with that actually, it maybe, makes some of the nitpicks, about the broader, things he was saying actually kind of more nullified, because, he basically just said, it's look, instead of saying music festivals are shit, not necessarily. There's a lot of festivals out there that are cool and blah, blah, blah. It's just that, negative content sells better and it's more clickbaity than, positive content, which, hey, he's right. I clicked the fucking video, didn't I? He ain't wrong there. All right, you got me there, bud. I will grant that. I should give him a like. I'll give him a little like. That's a creep. I don't know about yet, but I'm sure I'll see this guy's content again. Now that I watched this video and liked it, the algorithm will certainly give me more of a shit eventually. I'm kind of curious about this dude, creating comedic informative documentaries on music and culture. Oh shit! Should we do a double whammy? Should we go? Should we do two? Frank Zappa trying to warn us. Arrested, censored, genius. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of have a slight hunch he might be one of the damn wokes, kind of people. You know what I'm saying? the memeage and like and all that. I don't know. I got a hunch. So should we? I don't know about maybe now, but I'm gonna put a pin on that actually. So I'm definitely kind of I don't know. Let's do metal explained. I don't need that explained to me. I already know. Emo culture has a huge problem. That's bro, man, dude. Like, dude, are you like, yo? 2003 called, man. How did 4chan change modern music? What? Is that what? Okay, I really want to click that, but I'm not doing it right now. How ignorant guide to pop punk. How did Incelcore become so popular? Okay, what? Motherfucker. Where are you? Hey, where are you? I hear you. Where are you? Hold on. I hear one of them. Where are you? Oh, you're over here. What's up, bro? Hey. Oh, there you are. I see you. Hi, buddy. Oh, yeah. Skirt. Skirt your fucking booty out of here, you son of a bitch. I don't have to deal with one of your friends, Mickey the Right, you fuck. Yeah, fuck you. Where are you? Ho. Go on. Come on, bud. Quit being a bitch. Fucking hoe. Damn ass hoe. What a piece of shit. Better get the hint, little fuck. Might be the same one that sunk in here the last time. Fuck. Trying to figure out where the fuck are you? Skirt around, make your. Oh, there you are. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. Oh, fucker. Bastard. Attempt to come across to attempt to not cross like a Peyton. If Pantanic except for following, I'll try to keep dimensions the whole day. However, Alpha really position servo fit in that theme. For example, I can't click that. I literally cannot click that. It's not a link. I mean, it is, but it isn't. You might wanna fix that. I swear to God. Ooh, that looks good. Fucking paste keeps doing me dirty. Dude, that does that to me sometimes when it comes to Discord when I try to share my shit. Like, at least for the karaoke nights. Because they'll, like, share the last thing or some shit. Sometimes it's not even a link. It'll be, like, some random other bullshit. I'm just like, let me, fix that real quick. Let's see what is happening for the tube. What does happen for the... I'm just hoping that's my dog or something and I just hearing him. Because he's in the laundry room too, so, I mean, I know he likes to make noises. Dude, these fucking... Dude, these rats are dry... I swear, I'm gonna get, like, schizophrenia... Like, rat-induced schizophrenia, bro. I swear to God. Motherfucker. Nah, the motherfucker's in there. Still over there. I saw one leave. But that just meant that... Unless that is making he's not over here no more, he's over here now, then I don't know. Because the one on the left was definitely one that tried to sneak in. It was a very tiny one. Because Mickey's a fucking fat boy, and like the other one I saw was tiny. I'm starting to think, yeah, Mickey might be over there. Now I'm just wondering if he's actually going to go in that fucking trap that I have over there, if that's the case. Because this is driving me fucking nuts. I already showed you this. Maybe? Oh, I already had that shit up.
Stop. Stop it.
Yeah, I think you did.
Stop. Stop, you're scaring me. You're scaring me. I said no. Stop being ratchet. Get off me. We're done. We are over. Go.
Betrayal.
Stop.
Betrayal. Damn. Cat got betrayed, dude. Yeah, some of our little things. Is there just seriously legit, like nothing happened? Is that what's happening? Seriously? Is our old boy Moist got anything? Oh shit, I think it is. This old guy is horrible. Oh. An old man being horrible? Oh boy. Oh boy. Speaking of boomers being shitty.
It really feels like there's some old geezers in the world that are just perpetually infuriated and looking for any excuse to take out their anger on whatever poor soul happens to be in the vicinity. Today there's a video that's gone viral where the president of the HOA caught some two hooligans, some rapscallions, committing an unforgivable sin of fishing in a pond. And he...
Oh my god, what fucking war criminal scum. They need to be hung at like the fucking Nazis in Nuremberg. Those fucking pieces of shit! Fishing in a pond! What is this, the Holocaust?
Gets up in their face, starts yelling, screaming, spitting, shitting, soiling his old man diaper, even grabs one of their fishing rods and tries to break it over his glass knee, all because they had the gall to fish in that pond.
No, don't touch my rod. Don't fucking touch my rod.
Passing on private property.
Well, touched the rod and broke it. It's like, trip out, pop, pop, it's like, oh my god, is this like, Joe Biden's alter ego?
Threaten us.
You're trespassing on
Don't
private
threaten us.
property, young man.
We're waiting for the police to come.
You
We're
don't
waiting
need
for the
to
police
get
to
out of
come.
here.
Leave. No, we're gonna talk to them.
Leave.
We're gonna talk to them.
He's actually hitting him with the classic scram buster gesture. The take a hike, pal emote that he's dropping on him right there. So as the shirt says, this gentleman is Tennessee strong. But you know what's not strong? His fucking knees. The way he walks around looks like a wounded penguin. He has a gait pattern that screams hip pain. So he comes up to this child, grabs the fishing...
Who are you to judge if a man wants to touch another man's rod with consent, of course? Well, it was non-consensual, and he broke thy man's rod. So, what doth the Lord say to that?
And tries to break it over his already fragile knee. And then I think that injures him.
I might need to get another hip replacement and knee surgery after breaking that rod.
Further. Like, he may have broke the $200 rod, but that fucking knee replacement surgery he's going to have to get as a result of this disgusting, pitiful display is going to be far more expensive.
You threatened us.
He's our president.
You threatened
want that phone
us.
to go in the lake, young man?
You threatened us.
You want that phone to go in the lake?
Back away
Walk
from
out of here,
him.
boys.
Back
Walk
away
out
from
of
him.
here. You want that
Back
phone
up.
to test me.
Tennessee Strong can't even beat Georgia Fragile. I know, dude. This old foot lie. Here, let me tell you kids about something, you worthless little hooligans.
Back up to me. Back up to
Get
me.
out of here.
Back up to me.
I love the peanut gallery that he brought with him from the retirement home. So, like, the geriatric goof troop over there is like, he's our president. And one of the other guys is just giggling like evil maniacal laughter. Ha 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 ha. You've done it now.
Dude, fucking HOA, like, it's like, because, like, these, like, weird HOA fucking pieces of scum entitled worthless white suburbanite piece of shit, like, really have nothing better to do than harass a bunch of kids. Probably because their kids and their grandkids don't ever see them, so they want to lash out at them, but they can't because they never see them, so they see a bunch of 15-year-olds who are like, there's our chance to lash out at the fact that we're insecure and no one likes us anymore, so fuck these little delinquents, these little faggots. We're always complaining about how the youth is always on their phones. Dude, by the way, hold on. That becomes a point. Later down the line. This doesn't make sense. I thought these little folks are always complaining about how youth's always on their phones, never connected with nature. And now that they are, so it's like, what the fuck are you doing, you little shits? That comes up.
HOA president. Your goose is cooked, gentlemen. It's so fucking pathetic. It's so sad. To get to this age and just be this bitter and angry about something so small. Kids fishing in a pond? Who gives a fuck? Even if it is private property, which I don't think it's his private property, by the way. There's like 5 houses all right in that span.
And also, I'm even if, like, maybe, like, the property around the lake might be private, the lake itself isn't.
It's not his land, but let's say they are.
Like, there's a thing, when it comes to, like, public water rights, where it comes to lakes, rivers, creeks, etc., where even if you're... Fuck this motherfucker, dude. Like, even if, like, your property happens to be, like, border, that type of shit, like, if somebody wants to, like, fish or swim or, like, raft in the lake, river, creek, etc., like, people are still within their right to do so. Just because, like, some, parts of your property happen to, like, border that, body of water. Like, I mean, this is, like, always, been a, like, constant thing with, shit like this. Because there'll be, like, people that own property where a creek runs through it, but they don't own that creek, like, nor the chunk of it. Like, the creek itself is still public, still public waterways, despite it going through, private property. Like, it's like that's the whole point of that type of shit. So, these kids can still fucking fish in there if they want.
Passing. It's one of those things where you can absolutely handle it in a better way. Just be like, hey, kids.
And also, considering where the video is and all that shit, like, I mean, it doesn't even look like it is on private property anyway. It looks like it's, like at like some sort of like little walkway near like, some sort of, like almost kind of like, like just, it's just a pedestrian path for what it looks like, where there's a bank next to it. With some shrubbery or whatever.
Not the biggest deal in the world, but this is private property, so, just keep that in mind, or maybe, go somewhere over there where it's not private property to fish on this pond. Like, you could handle this like a fucking adult. Like, he's more childish than the 15-year-old kids that he's harassing right now and breaking the property of.
Why don't I take that phone and put it in the lake?
Yeah, then I'll press charges.
For what?
And we ought to shove your fucking old ass in the fucking lake, you worthless little pissant.
Like assault, what?
For what?
Assault.
Yeah, I'm not assaulting you. Get out of here.
I ain't insulting you. Get out of here. Yeah, maybe, well, if anything, you at least damaged their property and technically did to that one kid already. Like, I mean, so go fuck yourself. You already did, dumbass. And also, like, just to prove the point about the property shit, you can see houses in the background, but what? Is there fucking property, shit, like, also here too? Bullshit. Like, I guarantee you there's, like, some sort of, like, a little pathway that's, over, these, shrubbery over here. And, these kids decide to walk up on the bank. This is public property. It's public land. I don't give a fuck what this dumb fuck says. What in the fuck is this other piece of shit? Where are you? Are you really right there? Seriously? Bruh. Oh, that would explain why. Oh, I'm afraid the last is sprung. There we go. Actually, here, let me see. Yep, there it is. Okay. I can see why the little fuck didn't go in the track, because it was already sprung, but there was something blocking it, so I reset it, so hopefully now that little turd, will go in there at some point. Because he's literally around that little corner. Can't really see the little shit. I saw one, but but little fucker better be in there by the time I wake up tomorrow or some shit. This little guy was trying to fish for hours and didn't catch anything, but one of these kids did in like 10 minutes. For like 10 minutes, and he got a huge catch and he got heard about it. That could be a possibility. I mean, we don't really see too much about, like, them catching anything, but that could be a possibility.
We're just gonna wait. We're not gonna mess with anything.
Get out of here! You're fishing in a private lake! Get the hell out of here now!
The cops are coming.
Get the hell out of here now!
The way he yells reminds me of...
Like, I mean, it's like, what the fuck is this old pissant gonna do, bitch? It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do, motherfucker?
Chris Farley, living in a van down by the river. He's actually hitting a fucking Farley right now. He's so upset. It's, like, this is such a trivial thing to make a huge issue out of. All of this hoopla because they're just fishing in a pond. They're not hurting anyone. This fucking old generation here that he represents is also the same one that uses the classic low-hanging fruit of all kids today are so lazy with their TikTok whatchamahoozits. They don't go outside and do anything active anymore. It's no wonder they're all fucking depressed and sad. And then you have kids that actually just go outside fishing, hurting no one, doing nothing wrong, and they're still mad. They're just still fucking mad.
Exactly. I mean, it's like they can't make up their fucking minds. Like, what do you want them to be? Like, obedient little fucking, like, slaves to your fucking bidding no matter what? Like, they're, it's like they just want to do nothing and not work and, be on TikTok and do shit like that all goddamn day. Oh, they ought to get a job and go outside and, do something like fishing or some shit. You know, and it's like, all right, well, these kids do get a job. Oh, well, they're just lazy and they don't know how to do their job and, you know, are disrespectful and blah, 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 blah. You know, and they can't be happy about that. Or it's like, oh, well, you know, I see these kids riding their bikes, you know, or skateboarding, like with that crazy skateboard, you know, bitch, you know, Karen, you know, from the other night that we reacted to. It's like, oh, there's kids skateboarding in the fucking park. Oh, there's kids fishing and, yeah, a private lake, not my private lake, which is kind of a weird little interesting tidbit that, yeah, that you pointed out. It's like, yeah, it's shit like that. It's like, so what the fuck is it? Like, what do you want them to be? Just like, you know, obedient little slaves that are just like constantly at school and just like taking the muck of your abuse, you worthless fucking piece of shit. Why do you think, you know, like your grandkids or maybe your own kids don't want to fucking hang out with you, you motherfuckers? Because you bitch and moan and fucking demean, you know, condescend every motherfucker that's like, you know, 10 years younger than you because, oh, you know, whatever fucking bullshit hang up that you have, you fucks. And it's not every boomer, because I've met plenty of boomers who are like, you know, kind of like hippy dippy, you know, left types and shit. You know, like, I mean, they exist around here at least. You know, but it's like, holy fuck. I mean, you know, for every one of them, there's at least like 5 of these stupid fucks. It's like, holy shit, dude. It's like, shut the fuck up, quit, like, just groaning and moaning and fucking being angry at the world and in pain all the fucking time. And actually do something with your fucking selves. It's like, holy fuck. It's like, I mean, oh, you want a handout so much? Then why did you fucking constantly support endless shit that fucking gutted every fucking possible handout that you can actually, you know, have when it came to, like, you know, Social Security or, you know, Social Security disability and shit like that, or healthcare, all this sort of shit. Why is it you motherfuckers were the ones that, you know, had an opportunity to, you know, enforce and, you know, make sure that shit was guaranteed for not just for yourselves, but for generations to fucking come? And even then, this shit gets gutted because of you motherfuckers. This started to derail into a whole nother fucking thing, but holy shit, these motherfuckers, dude. These pieces of shit got no room to fucking talk. Because I could go on point by point. I will gish scalp every fucking thing about, you know, piece of shit like this. These boomers and the people that harbor this fucking mentality. Like, because honestly, boomers aren't even the only ones that have this shit. Gen Xers do this shit too, dude. Like, Gen Xers have the same fucking mentality in a lot of ways. Not all the time. You know, it's the same thing. You know, like I said about these boomers. Like, it's a mentality thing. And those motherfuckers are really honestly the same fucking way. You might get, like, some hippy-dippy types and, you know, more lefty-leaning types, you know, in that generation for sure. You know, but, dude, it's the same fucking shit. Same fucking shit, dude. I mean, because honestly, my brother's a Gen Xer. And it's like, you know, well, actually more closer to a millennial than a Gen Xer. He's kind of a cusper, but, like, you know, but even then, it's like, oh, well, you millennials or you Zoomers. And it's like, bruh, like, man, it's like, dude, I could say a lot about your generation and our parents' generation because we come from, you know, at least the same mom. So it's like, dude, don't do that. It's like, I mean, because, oh boy, bro. Your generation at least still had an ability to fucking, like, you know, pull yourself by the bootstraps and earn your fucking keep. My generation didn't. You know, it's like maybe early millennials did. You know, whatever left was, you know, on the fucking plate. But us later millennials and everyone else besides, we get fucked. So, you know, I don't want to hear that fucking shit. Because they actually had, you know, means and an ability and actually had, you know, like, you know, wages, you know, in the economy and, like, you know, a fucking system that at least gave some minutia of a fuck about them to at least give a baseline standard to, like, own a home, you know, be able to save up, like, within a couple months to have a fucking car and shit without, you know, being just fucking lucky or getting a handout or something. It's like, fuck. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Because, like, I mean, unless they acknowledge that. Because if they can acknowledge that, like, yeah, I had it that way. Because there's, like, you know, a few things growing up where I saw that shit with my own fucking eyes. And it's like, and to be growing up and seeing that and be taught, you know, to do that shit, you know, to earn the keep. But yet, where the fuck is my cheddar? You know, it's like, why do you think, you know, people my age and my generation and younger have fucking animosity about shit like this? I mean, seriously. And these kids here are 15. Like, these are 15-year-olds fishing. So how the fuck do you think these kids are going to feel when they're politically aware? If they don't go down some right-leaning rabbit hole, which, I don't know, probably not. I mean, it's like, how do you think they're going to feel about this shit? And this is how I feel being goddamn almost 28, here pretty soon. Coming up here, like, what, like, a little over a fucking month now? I hope our generation is doing this as badly. Oh, yeah, I was about to kind of clarify, but yeah, I agree with that. I'm also be like, man, TV back then was better. Yeah, like cartoons or like, shit like that. And just kind of how things were just not at, really just a sense of naivete in a sense, too. But... And also, it wasn't infantilized either. Like, the early 2000s and mid-2000s, I think, was, like, really the last, like, hoorah of, let's not infantilize our kids in our society. Like, it was kind of getting there a little bit, but it wasn't really like, let's hold our hand and not be super fucking insensitive. Like, cause, look, I'm a woke person, I'm okay with shit like that, obviously, I am, all that, but, like, even then, dude, holy fuck, there's a balance to it, bro. Like, we are way too hypersensitive, hyper-infantilized, like, holy shit, and this is coming from a woke-ass lefty guy myself, it's like, we are way too infantilized, about shit like this, and being hypersensitive about fucking everything. It's like, we're not children, we're fucking adults. Like, I think we can be able to, like, self-police ourselves a little bit here. We don't need to be like, like having some fucking babysitter or some fucking nanny behind my goddamn back all the time. And that includes social media platforms. That includes, like, when it comes to my news. That includes our fucking politics and our fucking government. Like, having, like, these old geriatric fucks, basically, like, acting like, a bunch of fucking weird old-ass nannies being, trying to, like, infantilize, bullshit to us and shit. It's like, it's fucking insane. Ridiculous. I'd be like, fuck you, what was so great about living post 9/11 police state? Nothing. The very little that I do remember pre 9/11 was honestly just a lot more relaxed. Post 9/11, where a lot of my memories started to really kind of come into fruition, or at least where I really started, because I was like 97, so I just turned 8, okay, so 98, 99, 2. I was about 4 years old. Like, I do vividly kind of remember, that, kind of era. My earliest memories are around that time. But also, I do have very faint, like, little memories, from before, but nowhere near as much. And it's just like, there really was a difference. Like, because post 9/11, like, especially with the hyper-militarism, the police state, the, we're America, hyper-nationalism, codification shit, like, that was hyper fucking strong. To the point where most of my childhood, I was like, I want to join the army or, the USMC or whatever, it's like, I was literally, like, kind of gun-ho on that route, for a minute. Up until about high school. Not to mention, for most of the early 2000s, most movies got heavily promoted, just flat out sucked. Yeah. Movies had a really bad era during that time, but I think, where movies lacked, other elements of entertainment and culture kind of thrived a little. Like, when it came to music, cartoons, TV, and shit like that, I think that's where, it kind of thrived a little. While, like, movies weren't, because, honestly, that was, like, the era of, like, the schlock shit fuck comedies of, like, it's like, in a wacky world, kind of bullshit, whatever the fuck, like, Rob Schneider, like, pretending to be, like, or, like, in a body of a woman or whatever the fuck, stupid bullshit like that. Some Dr. Dolittle stuff. The OG Doctor Doolittle's good, but the rest of them are just like, kind of. Ace Ventura is another one. Relatively good movie, but the trans shit is just like, very distasteful. Product of its time, granted, but very distasteful. So what you want about the MCU now, but I did believe at least permanently established the base quality standard. Yeah, because the first Iron Man was like in the mid-late 2000s, about like what, 06? So that was like 2008 or something, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah, and it did help establish the standard and also revived Marvel, like, because Marvel was about to go bankrupt. Because my brother, like, and this, like, I kind of was taking a slight check because he's a Gen Xer, millennial customer kind of guy, himself. But like, one thing that I actually do kind of love talking about is like, especially with how in depth his nerdness is when it comes to stuff like Marvel. Like, he knows this type of shit. Like, he's like a guy to talk to when it comes to Marvel. Because, like, for him, like, he, like, knew that, like, Marvel was about to go bankrupt, during, like, the mid-2000s. And, part of it was because of the Hulk movie. Yeah, and even when it was on a shaky foundation. Well, that's part of it. Because Marvel was struggling to have, like, a strong, funding and to keep up, basically, and actually kind of, keep itself established, from, like, it's, more earlier, streaks, from when it first was a thing. And, like, and really couldn't, it was really struggling to kind of keep up with itself. And, honestly, in a way, because, like, Rodney Downey Jr. was, like, a rising star of the time, during his movie career during that point. Like, and, picking him up, like, I think that's what especially really helped solidify and, like, establish them. And that's why, because I think my brother would probably agree in a way, because, like, the whole, it just, it kind of just felt a little cheesy, I mean, if you look back at it, especially these days, but, and you can kind of see where there was an attempt. I mean, it's not a bad movie. I'm not going to say it's shit. I mean, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's great either. But it's an alright, good, fun little flick. And honestly, in a way, kind of a weird meta commentary of, like, what Marvel was going through for that time. But then when Iron Man came out, that's what helped, like, kind of blew it up. And I think in a way, Ronnie probably kind of helped with that because he was already starting to kind of establish himself as a namesake at that time. And from there, that basically helped, bring back Marvel from, like, drowning, essentially, and was able to, see the franchise for what it is now. But now, I think it's kind of overstayed its welcome. I mean, at least with what's got going on right now, I think, Marvel needs to, like, really fresh up its shit a little bit. It needs to do some new stuff. Because this whole, like, like, Avengers, blah, 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 like, I'm so fucking done with superhero shit. Unless, like, The Boys or something, I could give a fuck about superheroes at this point. I'm done. I'm so fucking done with it. Like, I'm over it now. Like, honestly, dead ass. Like, I mean, like, I will make exceptions, but, like, I'm over it now. I want new shit. I want new stuff. Like, I mean, I think Marvel has an opportunity to, tap into that, but, like, I mean, it's just kind of, I think, just, like, kind of falling under the same trap like a lot of these franchises, a lot of these, companies too, like Disney and all these other, companies, where they just nostalgia / franchise milk, the teat out of these, companies and just, just suck it dry to the point where you just get annoyed by it. So I think they should work a tournament arc in the main MCU timeline, not for one film, but for several movies in this. I think that would be a fun way to, switch it up, because there's already a multiverse, like, established basically within the Marvel universe broadly. So it's just like, why not? Like, make one universe where, like, it's mostly just kind of stagnant, but you have, like, these gods that rule over it or some shit, and they take, deities and people from other universes and, shit like that, to do, like, a tournament on some random ass planet that they have. I don't fucking know. Like, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there could be a pitch for it I think it would be fun. and at least be a different little twist, and and kind of would add like for nerds, an argument would be like, oh well, Captain America wouldn't be able to beat that guy because blah 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 blah, or some shit, and or something like that, or be like, oh well, how did he beat this dude, because you can throw curveballs like that in the movie. You can be like, oh, because of this perk or this and that or some shit, like, or maybe in this universe, this certain shit works this way because, like, in that universe, that guy fucked up, that character or some shit. So, this dude has to kind of figure that out on the fly while fighting him or something, like, so I don't know, I think it could work and I think it would be fun. It's like, that's why, at least, to kind of bring it for DFF, right? Like when they were doing their tournaments, like the superhero tournaments, for example. Like like honestly, their superhero tournament shit that they were doing, or whatever the fuck it was, or tournament of champions or whatever the hell they called it. Like, bruh, like just do that, but for Marvel. Like, boom. Like, I mean, dude, it'd be great. I think it'd be fun. Like, honestly, I mean, it doesn't have to be taken seriously either. Like, and I think if it was actually like self-aware in that way, I think it actually would really like hit it out of the park. I think it'd be dope, dude. If they had any balls, they would start going legit horror route. I know they have Marvel Zombies and What If, but extremely sanitized compared to the comics. Imagine a storyline where Null symbiotes manage to infect the Earth, but the rest of the Avengers are forced underground. Dude, yeah, bro. Dude, honestly, that would be dope. I would love to see like a trilogy, Marvel film based off of something like that. Like, and honestly, yeah. Like, I mean, if there's ways to kind of like make some horror out of DC shit, dude, there's easily a way to do that for Marvel. And honestly, that would kind of, get away from the whole like super hyper colorful poppy bullshit that, Marvel does. Which that's another problem that I have with Marvel lately. And the superhero shit. Everything is way too hyper colorful. Like, I'm not against like, stuff being colorful and, shit like that and vibrant. But dude, like Marvel takes it like, 5 extra levels where it's just too much. It's just like, Jesus. Like the only exception I will make is like Guardians of the Galaxy, because I mean it's kind of meant to be that way in a sense. But for all these other Marvel movies, like they kind of took in that trope with Guardians of the Galaxy instead of making it kind of unique, in that way. They're just like oversaturated like the entire franchise with it. And it's honestly annoying. It's like, can we have at least a little bit of grittiness or at least a little bit of contrast or something? What happened to the contrast? Like, yeah, we can have some stuff be colorful and pop, but let's have something to contrast with that, though. It's like, a little dynamicism on that would be nice. I mean, it doesn't have to be, like, super grimdark, gritty shit, but still, like, come on. I've thought about this, so I just want to see. Victor Von Doom is a participant, and he has an intro already composed, and it goes fucking hard. Also, I think it would be a character if he won this match, albeit after being injured, to be too proud for the love himself carried off, so it'd be a collapse after getting back in his room and having to scramble to heal himself a potion or something. I mean, I think that would be, I think that would be a, fun little thing to work into it, too. I mean, I don't even care really honestly how it goes. Like, I didn't want something like that to be a thing. Like, and honestly, like I said, like, there's multiverses in Marvel. Like, that's already been well established, within the Marvel, like, franchise and shit, right? So it's like, just have, like, one of the multiverses just that. Where you have, like, a bunch of deities or some shit, or, like, Null, conquered the universe and now has like a planet set up where he can just like grab people from other galaxies, or not galaxies, but like other universes, and just like force them into like some tournament like Thunderdome shit. Dude, honestly, make it kind of gritty as fuck, a little horror based, and have like kind of a Mad Maxian like grimdark kind of horror / adventure with a little bit of that like Marvel pop. That would be some fucking dope shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, that would be some dope shit. Like, you can't tell me that shit would be like some banging stuff in the theater, bro. In IMAX, and you're seeing like, that shit, bro. I don't know, man. And you got the whole planet as the whole, like, you know, tournament. Like, that's the ring, is the planet. You know, because they're all superheroes and shit, like them, you know, like, right? So, I mean, you know, they'll start off like 100 feet of each other, but they got the whole planet as their, you know, combat arena. And there's random things scattered throughout the planet. And you can make it like a dwarf planet, so it's like a small one. So, it doesn't have to be the size of Earth. It can be like, you know, the size of like Titan or something. They should have just fucking Iris. They made She-Hulk. Granted, apparently some Margarito, before he got fired, was forcing him to rush out projects. Still, it proves they've been in charge for too long. True. And honestly, She-Hulk was a concept that I think, you know, would have worked, but the way they did it just... If they offered me and you to take the reins, would you accept it? Honestly, yes. Yeah, actually, fucking yes, I would. I unironically would, yeah. I mean, I would use that as a way to, you know, make a stint, you know, as like a jump off, you know, for my own projects and my own shit, you know. So, yeah, dude, of course, I'm from the West Coast. I mean, we got, you know, out here, we got a little bit of the hustle mindset, dude. We got to hustle a little bit. So, fuck yeah, bro. I mean, what do you take me for? But the thing is, they have to have us, you know, a complete totality of authority, and we could have other people hired if we want. We could bring other people into the project, you know, that we want as, like, you know, minds that we'll pay, you know, and tie into our own contract or whatever. But all I want is, like, total authority. As long as they give us that shit, we're good. I don't want to be, like, held up by their bullshit. We're going to be hard asses like Kubrick. We're going to go Kubrickian on this shit. You want to do the symbiote storyline or Terminator arc first? I think maybe the symbiote line might, you know, be, you know, a good way to start it because, you know, that'll kind of establish, like, all right, we're doing some grimdark shit now. I think that'd be a good way to start it. Ever since Jonathan Majors got fired, where the story is going overall is up in the air. Yeah. Well, we know where we could take it. They just need us, dude. Hollywood, where's our contracts, bro? So then we can be like, you know, WGA members, like Writers Guild of America, you know, members and shit, dude. But then, you know what? On top of that, be part of SAG after it as well, you know, because you think I just want to be a writer and, you know, fucking doing all that shit? Fuck no, bro. I'm going to be fucking, you know, like, acting in that shit, too. Going to be, you know, like I said, bro, hustle game, dude. I'm making my Benjis. We've stunlocked a lot from this old man. Do we want to berate boomers more? Because I kind of want to a little bit, I'm not even going to lie. Because, you know, they used to have this hustle game, but now, like, you know what? Fuck these old fucks. Because, like, you know what? We want to hustle just like they did back in their day. But you know what? It's like, nah. They have raped that away from us. So it's like, you know what? I got the hustle in me. I won't pull myself by my bootstraps, but if I can't even afford the straps, then how can I pull my, you know, boots up with them straps? Like, don't worry like that.
Prosecute. So your parents are going to be real proud of that. We're going to prosecute you, and you're going to pay all kinds of money because you're being a dick.
I'm not being a dick.
Says the guy literally being a dick.
Sir, you're the one yelling.
You're on private property, young man.
I'm just
Get
trying
out
to
of
finish.
here.
Dude, some debate bros. Dude, these guys are also debate bros. Instead of the skater bros with the skateboard Karen, I'm nicknaming her that now. Like, this guy is the fishing Karen, or the fishing Ken. It's like, dude, like, are you fucking for real? Like, I mean, they're doing nothing wrong. What damages would they be paying for exactly? Nothing! If anything, this guy would be paying damages because he already broke one of their fishing rods. Which, that ain't cheap. Fishing rods aren't cheap. In fact, it even says right here, drunk Karen breaks kid's $200 rod, part 1. So, like, I mean, it's a $200 rod. For a 15-year-old, that is like a summer's worth of mowing lawns. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't cheap shit, bro. Not at all.
Get out of here, you're on private property. Get out of here.
I'll always find it
Man, like, dude, I'm not one for, like, you know, physicality, but, dude, if I was, like, man, this is why, like, you know, you don't get me in this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, bro, especially as an adult, it's like, man, mano a mano, I ain't gonna give a fuck. If you know, bring me to the limit and you do shit like this, where it's like, you're not leaving me alone, I'm gonna fucking square out and be like, get the fuck out of here. Leave me alone. You're the one getting up in my shit. And if you even put a fucking hand on me, you're going in that river. And, you know, and your fucking little friends over there aren't going to be real laughing as much anymore because they're next. So, you know, it's like, you want to fucking keep playing the game? You know, that's 15, I can kind of get being exceptionally reserved. But, like, you know, at least for me, I ain't no goddamn kid. I'm willing to be diplomatic and be like, yo, chill. If you don't want me fishing there, that's fine. Just don't be a dick about it. You know, hey, look, I'll get my shit packed. You know, like, don't, you know, like, no reason to be hostile about it. As long as they're willing to at least kind of chill after that, even if they're willing to be like a little like, well, and want to give a lecture or something, whatever. Just don't be a full-on fucking asshole and, like, you know, start accosting me or fucking, like, you know, attacking me or something. You know, it's like, you know, I'm willing to be reasonable. You know, and obviously these kids were too. And, you know, because, you know, when it comes to these videos, obviously, you know, there's a few things that escalate before the guy, you know, obviously was coming out to breaking their fishing rod. He probably, you know, was, you know, walking on the, you know, walk path, you know, this little HOA fucking shithole community, you know, out in Tennessee, boy, you know, and fucking, you know, and probably saw these kids and be like, all right, you can't do that. And started accosting them from the walkway or whatever, and then, you know, went up to them and started, you know, fucking getting in their face. Which at that point, these kids started recording, and that's when he broke their rod, because they kind of saw that shit coming. At least for the kids seeing that, right? Like, so it's like, man, I mean, you know, it's like, it all just stems from this motherfucker, you know, starting shit. It's like, and even if there is a problem, like, you don't have to be a fucking piece of shit and a dickwad, bro. All it takes is simply being like, hey, you don't, you know, can you please not fish here? You know, like, we're an HOA community, blah, 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 even though that's detestable and I fucking hate that shit anyway. It's like, and we prefer not, if you don't do that, you know, can you, you know, move somewhere else? I know there's like a creek or like a lake over here, you know, that's like, you know, that I could show you on the map, you know, or something like that on Google Maps or some shit. Like, I mean, there's literally like 8,000 ways to, you know, deal with kids if you don't want them fishing there. Which, honestly, again, who gives a fuck? Who cares? God fuck forbid if this guy lived in Oregon, because holy shit, that's normal. Like, seeing people, like, swimming in lakes and creeks and rivers and fishing, being on their boats or their little kayaks or whatever the fuck. Like, that is normal here. The most normal fucking thing, bro. I mean, it's like, God fuck forbid if this old fart ends up being up here, but he'll probably think it's like the People's Republic of Oregon or some shit. Think it's like some Bolshevik Maoist shithole or whatever. So, good riddance. I wouldn't want him here anyway. Probably thinks California is probably like, you know, the Maoist state of California or some shit or whatever. I don't fucking know. Like, weird old mongoloid ass in Tennessee hick boy. Maybe he's referring to the damage done to his weak ass knee. Yeah, at the end of this whole video, he's gonna be started speak broken knees because his knees gonna be busted as fuck after this shit. Just walking around and trying to break fishing rods over it. Oh my god.
Fascinating how people get into this delusional state when they have this temper. Like, when they're starting to rage like he is, all logic and common sense just leaves from their noodle. He thinks that somehow when the police arrive, they'll be on his side, even after seeing the video. You clueless ignoramus. You absolute fucking fossil. On camera, You snatched the fishing rod out of a 15-year-old's hand, pushed him out of the way, like bumped him out of the way, and then broke his property over your knee. You basically assaulted a child on camera, and you think the police showing up would be a good thing for you? That they're going to be...
Yeah, they're going to arrest you because you legit assaulted a minor and damaged their property. So, like, I mean, honestly, that's probably the reason why he's continually yelling, "Get out of here!" Because if those kids stayed when the police show up, that means they have incriminating evidence against him. And actually, I'm curious if there was ever a follow-up on this story. I don't think Moist does have a follow-up. You know, it's probably just a video. I won't be surprised if he probably, got it from, like, Public Freakout or something shit like that. Because if he did, I'm sure, like, Reddit, is on the case and probably has, like, an article linked to him getting arrested for assaulting a minor. Like, physically assaulting a minor. Because he did. And he, aggressively intimidated him by walking up to him a bunch of times. The same kid that, broke, the fishing rod of, and, the kid recording. And the other kid was recording, too, so both of them are recording this shit.
Your side, somehow? It's just crazy how out of touch people like that are. And it happens all the time when you are completely in the wrong, but then somehow still convinced you're in the right in a situation like this. It blows my mind. It really does. Like, even if you...
Do you think this has something to do with lead? And, like, the carcinogens that boomers had to consume back in the day? I mean, it ain't all of them, but same with Gen Xers, because I'm sure some of them lived in communities where they still had the remnants of that garbage, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be something, bro. Was it lead? You know what? It can't necessarily be that because there's been articles I've read before where it's like, yeah, lead's been found and stuff. It's like, oh, great. So we're also getting lead as, in, the modern day. Like, yay. Thanks, America. I guess lead really didn't, it's like, fuck. It's like, I guess we can't really, like, use the argument, of like, well, that generation just got lead poisoning because, we were getting it too, along with plastics and everything else. Like, yay. So... Fuck me, it's like, But, I don't know, they had a way higher dose and exposure, so it makes me wonder. It really makes you wonder.
Do that. The most that would happen with the police showing up would be like, hey kids, do you mind not fishing here? The homeowner clearly has an issue. He's definitely blowing a gasket.
Even though his home is probably literally, like... Okay, gravity, just dropping my jacket, that was the most random. I guess I have a ghost. I have a hoodoo ghost over here. Got hoodoo, got voodoo, got things you need. Like, well, that was spooky. How in the fuck did that jacket just drop? Okay, whatever. This garage is cursed. I'm starting to realize that this garage is cursed.
A conniption over something kind of small, but, can you just go fish somewhere else that's not on this guy's land? All right, thanks. Like, that's how that would resolve. But this old guy's going ballistic here and thinks that somehow threatening to prosecute them would be, like, an actionable threat? Like,
I dare... you know what? I dare this old fuck to honestly do that. Because do you really think if he actually went to court with this, do you think he would really win? Of course he wouldn't. Like, it's obvious that he wouldn't. The judge would look at this and be like, so, the defendants have video evidence, and with their witness accounts say blah, 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 and the prosecutor, this HOA president, Boomer McFuckbag over here, like, it's like, assaulting a minor, broke their property. It's like, you know what, honestly, you know what, jail. Jail. You get jail time. Fuck you.
It's not like the cops are going to show up and start reading them their Miranda rights, throw them in the slammer, book them like, hey, get your lawyer here. He's prosecuting you for fishing on this pond. Your lives are ruined now. Sorry, Sprouts. Better luck next time. It's so dumb. It's so fucking stupid. Again, if you have an issue with them being on a private property, you can handle this in a much better way that isn't this out of hand. And
I honestly don't even think it is private property.
Out of control. But I do want to put a teeny tiny little note on the end of that. If you do care, about someone just innocently fishing on private property, you need to take a hard look in the mirror. You are way too fucking uptight, and you are a Scrooge. Like, you are not enjoying life if this is something that bothers you to this degree. It's just kids fishing in a pond. No one is getting hurt. It is a victimless crime.
Which, if anything, shouldn't this old geezer be like, hey, there's 15, I guess there's like, these 15-year-old little zoomy kids. I guess there are some of them that are out there, touching grass and doing things that I used to do with my poppy or whatever, or some shit. Like, you would think that, like, oh, well, I can't really be too mad. Maybe I don't want them doing it here, but, I'm at least, glad that they're at least touching grass. They can't even have that. They can't even just accept that. Like, no. Like, they have to fucking, just release this fucking anger and this fucking tension and this, like, animosity they have against society and the world and everything around them and shit. And just lash out because they got nothing better to do and they're fucking miserable with their fucking life. It's like, good lord, dude.
It's not a big deal at all. Like, like, I remember when I was growing up, I used to do this shit too.
Same here. Like, dude, I remember, like, honestly, even as an adult, like, I remember when I got my first firearm, when I wanted to go target shooting and stuff, we initially found a spot that we thought was okay, and, like, there happenstance to be a, farmer on his old tractor, like, literally, like, the most sweetest, like, humble farmer, like, the biggest, like, Santa Claus kind of beard type of shit, the old, like, style, like, John Deere kind of hat or some shit. And, kind of noticed us, sampled it for a second. It's like, oh, hey there, failers, blah, blah, blah. Then my dad, and one of my other buddies, I think Harley, actually, at the time, we all walked up, and it was like, hey, what's up? It's like, hey, y'all, going out target shooting or something? It's like, oh, yeah, we just got a new gun, blah, blah, blah. Kind of told him just, the general gist. And he was like, oh, so some city slickers, got first gun or stuff, right? Okay, well, this area isn't necessarily good for that, because, like, the land over there, that where I initially, first did some target shooting, it was mentioned, like, yeah, there's a farm over there that, they let their cattle graze over there sometimes, so it's not really, like, the best spot, but, if you literally go, like, 10, 15 minutes down the road, a little further yonder down, right down now, like, he literally had some redneck, like, I'll tell you what there now, son, kind of accent. It's like, well, I'll tell you what there, youngins, there, folk, you just go right out there that road about 15 minutes about, you'll go into some really great, spots where you can go target shooting, no one ain't gonna pay no mind or look at the sun, I tell you, or some shit, I don't know, it was something like that, and we're just all like, all right, cool, so, grabbed the targets that I didn't shoot, and got everything else, and just went up, and now I go to that spot every time because it's legit a really nice little spot in the middle of fucking nothing, and it's a perfect little spot. It's nice. And you know what? He was an old geezer, probably in his fucking 60s or 70s or some shit, and he's like some old, yokel farmer out in, like, the foothills of Oregon and shit, you know what I mean? And it's like, and he was, like, being nice about it, and it's like, and if he was like, if I had this, like, that old guy, like, oh my god, I can only fucking imagine the conniption fit that would happen, dude. It would be absurd, and for no fucking reason, and probably ruin the vibe and make us just want to go home instead, and just, like, ruin it. Be like, well, don't go that way, let's go down, maybe Estacada or some shit. Go down that way instead of the foothills out east, near the gorge or some shit. So it's like, I mean, like, just, I mean, that's also another thing, too. I don't think, some people realize, like, maybe it might be the first time those kids, went out fishing to that pond, or maybe it's the first time they decided to go fishing. It's like, hey, my dad has, some fishing rods, I asked him, about fishing, and he says, it's cool, you want to go do that? I could ask him really quick. And he decided to go fishing, just kind of, because they knew about the pond. Maybe he rode his bike there, to school or some shit, on the way, or whatever the fuck, who knows. And then, like, decided to maybe just go fishing for that day. And that was the first time I decided to go do it, like, together. It's just, some friends. And it's like, What? Like, you think, some interaction like this is going to make them want to come, not just really come back to maybe that area, because obviously they're not, but do you think they're going to want to maybe go fishing again because they're going to have like a, kind of a bad memory about it? Because, like, shit like that does make a fucking difference. Like, because if he really just came out, with some basic respect saying, like, hey, like, I don't want y'all fishing here, like, this is, an area that, we try to preserve. Like, he could have used that excuse. Like, it's like a nature preserve area. We try to preserve, the wildlife, and that includes the fish in the pond. Can you please not do that? It's like, and as long as they were just being respectful about it, even if that wasn't really the case and it was just a lie, I mean, at least that would be justifiable and be like, oh, our bad. Is there another place that we could probably do it? And, because that could at least open the door to be like, all right, we won't do it here. Do you know of a spot that we could do it? That might be near the area because, we've been wanting to fish, and just haven't had a chance, so we want to do that. I mean, again, there's like 8,000 fucking ways to go about this shit without being a jackass. Like, fuck, bro. Oh, man, dude, I hate Karens. I hate these motherfuckers. Like, because this is why I have animosity to this shit. That's why I went on my little rant about that earlier. Because, like, fuck, dude. These people are just never happy. They can just not be happy. They just have to, like, soil in their own misery and lash out on everyone else because, fuck you, that's why, basically.
My parents' house was next to a pond, and me and my friends would go to that pond and just fish in it. Sometimes we'd even swim in it, which, but today I would never do because of fucking brain-eating amoeba. They got me fucking terrified. But back then, caution to the wind. I'd swim in the pond.
Shit, I used to do that for Johnson Creek and shit. It's like, it's a fucking creek that ain't too far away from here. Feeds into the Willamette River. Dude, I used to, like, as a kid, like, go down there and fucking, like, well, straight up, like, collect crawdads and, like, and shit like that down there and stuff. And there would be, like, fish that would, be in that creek, too. Sometimes, if you were, quick enough, you could catch one of them suckers, even with your bare hands. It was fun. Like, and you still could do that. Like, there, crawdads, like, populate that creek, up and down that son of a bitch. And also, not just are they good eating, because they're basically just, like, like, what would it be? Fucking, what does stale cracker call them? Because honestly, that's how I know it. Because I know in Louisiana, like, they have the same thing where they catch these, guys at the fucking bulk. Oh, they call it crawfish. So, like, at least I know in, like, Louisiana, they call them crawfish. There's, like, different dialect for it, depending on where you're, the region you're in America. But at least here in the PNW, they call it crawdads. But, like, at least in the South, in a place like in Louisiana, they call crawfish. Got crawfish now, I'll tell you what now. And there's some good, I'll tell you what. It's good.
Fish in the pond. And the homeowners that were around that pond didn't give a fuck. You know what didn't happen? One of them storming out of there, screaming and shouting with like a fucking sledgehammer and a chainsaw, ready to kill us over it, right? Like, it's not a big deal. But it feels like today, everyone makes a big deal out of the most nothing burger situations like this. There are so many videos that pop up that are super similar to this, but this one's by far the biggest and best example of it that's come up in recent memory. So I just had to talk about it a little bit. But this is so common, where people are just snapping over nothing. Like, actually nothing. It just feels like everyone's constantly on edge, or even like paranoid to a certain extent. Like this pretty recent story that led to a woman being fatally shot because they accidentally pulled into a driveway they thought belonged to one of their friends, but...
What? Dude, oh my god, man, we in America got some problems, don't we? Like, what the fuck? And that ain't the first time shit like that's happened. There's people that have accidentally, like, rolled up on the wrong address and, like, knocked on the door, and some dude with a fucking paranoid schizo fucking mindset with a gun, fucking just blasts their ass. It's like, dude, shit like that never crosses my fucking mind when I'm just like, oh, I hear a random noise of somebody outside. Who could that be? My first thing is just go check out what the hell that is and who that might be. And if they're a threat, then I'll come back and maybe grab something. But, you know, honestly, even then, the first thing I'm grabbing ain't gonna be a goddamn gun. Like, I mean, like, Jesus Christ. Like, people are fucking insane, dude. At least in America, like, we're a nation of nuts. Like, fucking hell, bro.
Turns out it was not one of their friends. And the homeowner of that house just started shooting at their car because he was terrified that a car he didn't rent.
Like, people like that should never own a fucking gun. I don't want to get in a rant about that. I've already done enough stalker rants. But, like, fuck, dude. I just can't even get over that. Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, seriously. Like, and honestly, just because, I'm getting some new neighbors right across the street from me here pretty soon. Like, I mean, I've noticed some new cars, you know, even parked right up against, you know, in front of my house. But even then, my first thought isn't like, who the fuck is in there? You know, want to grab a guy. Like, it's just like, I wonder who that could be. Yeah, anyway. Let's grab a coffee and get ready for work or something. You know, it's like, I don't really think much of it. As long as it ain't bothering my ass or ain't my shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And even if this one rolls up, I mean, even if I'm like, what do they want? It may have like a little curiosity, at least at best, maybe a little suspicion at worst. And I'm just going to be like, what's up? What you need? You know, I don't get this shit. Like, holy fuck, dude. Why are people so psycho with that shit? Because this is kind of a reoccurring problem with stuff like that. That it really is. Like, cause it ain't the first time I've heard that shit before. Like, for the past year, that's been a reoccurring problem. And it's fucking kind of freaky, dude. Cause, like, even for, like, you know, like, let's say, you know, I'm trying to, like, you know, link up with, you know, one of my buddies, you know, at, like, one of their friends' you know, pad or some shit. And, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, here's the address. All right, well, I think it's this house, right? Knock, knock. And all of a sudden, I just get, like, just blasted or something. It's like, I don't want to have that fucking be the back of my mind, you know, just rolling up, you know, to a place, you know, to visit a friend or some shit. Like, what the fuck? We're just a nation of nuts, dude. What the hell, man?
Nice pulled into his driveway or some shit. Like, that is horrifying. Where pulling into the wrong driveway, a completely innocent mistake, could just be a death sentence because some people are just fucking on edge over nothing.
We just said we wanted to win.
You touched me earlier. Get out of here. Get out of here. You touched me earlier.
Just
your parents.
I love how he's just like, he has his arms back behind him and just like, Ugh. Like, what? Is getting your face close, you know, to this kid gonna do anything when your arm's way back here? Like, you're leaving yourself hella exposed. And honestly, a perfect layup for just a good old BAM! Uppercut, dude. Perfect layup for an uppercut. It's like, man, a motherfucker like this is just waiting to fuck around and find out. And the only reason why, you know, an old shitbag or any shitbag, frankly, like this, you know, is going after, like, kids or maybe, you know, people that, you know, they can easily take advantage of is, well, because of that. Like, they think they can easily take advantage of them because they, you know, they see the victim that they're trying to do this to as a weaker, you know, person, and they're able to, like, overpower them in one way, shape, or form. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, he feels like he could just overpower them because they're just a bunch of teenagers. And it's like, nah, dude. They ain't gonna be doing that shit because, frankly, you know, they're a lot way more fucking mature than you, so they got you on that shit. And, you know, are being way more reserved, you know, about how to deal with your dumb ass, because, frankly, I would have been, you know, making sure this guy, you know, was in the creek at this point, or the pond, or whatever the fuck at this rate. But it's just like, I mean, you know, like, this motherfucker has not fucked around and found out with the wrong person, you know, basically. And maybe in a sense he probably has, and that's why you only might do this with women potentially, but definitely kids, because obviously he's doing that to a bunch of 15-year-olds here, at least two of them.
We try to get a hold of your parents. Call them. Give me a Call him right
Let's
now.
call
My
him.
phone's dead. Call him.
Call
You call him.
No, I don't
Call
feel
your
like
parents.
it. I just talked to the police.
I like how his weird little entourage is like, oh, well, Colin, like what? Like, what are you? The fucking NSA, the goddamn FBI are gonna track their fucking numbers yourself from, like, what? Next door? What are they gonna use the next door app and be like, who knows these children? Takes pictures of them. Do you know their parents? Give me their number right now. You know, like, what are you gonna do, you fucking worthless crone bitch? You fucking worthless shits. Nothing better to do, you bunch of wino fucking alcoholic, worthless white suburbanite trash.
Talk to the police.
You don't even know their number. Your parents live in this neighborhood?
Don't worry about that.
The way he got up.
Yeah, don't worry about that, you worthless yeah, because what are you gonna do? You know, show up to their fucking house and harass them endlessly and then berate them over and over again for nothing? Fuck you. Like, oh my... Like, you know, because, like, you know, what fucking entitlement do you have over, you know, that fucking information, you worthless little pissant? Like, man, dude, you know, this weirdly enough does give me some hope for, like, you know, the current generation. Or, you know, the up-and-coming generation, in a way. Because, like, man, not all of them are a bunch of skibbity-scrolling, you know, homunculuses. There's a bunch of them out there that are still, like, you know, mature and, you know, like, at least got some brains, you know, and some brawn and shit, like, so, or at least, you know, the intellectual brawn, especially, so, you know, it does give me some hope for the kids, with, like, the skateboard Karen, and, you know, video, and then this, you know, it does give me some hope, I will grant that. Gives me a hope for the kids.
Like, turned it to the side, the actual why I oughta energy is so fucking pathetic. This is a grown-ass man who's getting into a 15-year-old's face, like, ready to fight him over him.
And acting more like a child than the children he's berating.
Fishing in a fucking pond. How sad can your life possibly be? That is unbelievably low. And then he really thinks that somehow the parents are going to be disappointed in these kids. Like, let's say for some reason he didn't have their number and called them. That conversation is going to end with the parents driving over there and maybe beating this old man's ass for causing some...
And you know what? Good on those parents that actually ends up happening.
Ruckus over nothing.
He said he did, but I think he's
Smith.
lying.
Do you know any Smith lives in here? No. Okay, so what's your real name, buddy?
I'm not telling. I'll tell the police that. I'm not telling you that.
Wait, what's
You
about?
don't live in here.
Y'all don't live in here. It's like, fuck off, you wino, worthless cunt. Like, you fucking white, worthless, miserable suburbanite. Box wine drinking, fucking miserable ass getting berated by your fucking Bud Light, Miller Light drinking ass hubby and shit, miserable, you know, because your fucking, you know, parents and your fucking, you know, kids and your little grandkids ain't visiting, you know, outside of, like, maybe the occasional letter on Christmas. It's like, yeah, shut up. Like, oh my, dude, holy fuck, there's some peak Karen energy with this woman right here with that haircut. Oh my god. Even with it pixelated, that is some peak Karen haircut energy. Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're just gonna wait for the police.
We're waiting for the police.
He's the president.
He ain't the president. I'm the oh my god, dude. I bet you she got like a nice good glass of wine, you know, from that box wine. What the fuck is that box wine? Like that generic box wine brand that like every fucking like grandpa and uncle fucking has in the fridge. Because unironically, my granddad has, you know, drinks that box wine. I know what it is. I don't know the name, but oh my fucking god, I know exactly what it is, dude. And bro, I swear to God, it's like a stereotype. That's another thing. What's with all these grown people wanting to fight literal minors? So I want you to understand that the person you're trying to square up with against is not even old enough to drive yet. I mean, no shit. I mean, for real. Not even old enough to vote, old enough to fucking join the military or nothing. Like, I mean, who the fuck do you think you are, you weird fuck? I mean, it's one thing to be like, you know, giving a verbal lecture to the kids about why you ought to not to do that. But, like, you literally trying to fight them, and actually full on assault them and damage their property and all this other shit is more childish than these children that you're squaring up with, you fuck. With your weird fucking little entourage of goons behind you. White suburbanite, wino, drinking cocktail, sludging fucking weird hick-ass goons of Tennessee there, boy. Fucking redneck-ass Appalachian, Tennessee rhyme motherfucking Mongoloid fuck.
Lived here for years, and there's no Smith that lives in here.
We can stop fishing, but like we're just gonna wait for the police.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I bet the kid called himself John Smith, and that which is a generic, anonymous. Like it's like John Doe, basically. It's like like, dude, these kids are smart. Like it does actually give you some hope for the kids.
You don't live in here.
We're gonna wait for the
He
police to
knows
be here.
every family in here.
Ma'am,
And that's a problem. And honestly, your weird-ass white suburbanite HOA bullshit shouldn't even exist anyway, because it was founded on a racism anyway. Like, that shit started in LA just so a bunch of white suburbanite fucking libs and conservatives can fucking, flee, their, neighborhoods and communities that are getting integrated with black people and shit. That's basically it. Like, so, like, go fuck your HOAs. Fuck your white suburbanite wino drinking bullshit. Go fuck yourself. Oh, a bunch of kids are fucking, fishing in our pond that's in our HOA gated community. It's like, fuck off, you rich-ass, white, privileged fucking bitch. Fucking bunch of cunts. I have such animosity for worthless fucks like this, dude. It's like, can a good lord, finally, see the pearly gates for your ass? So then, the inheritance money can finally go to your kids who actually use it productively for their children. Instead of fucking hoarding it up, for your weird retirement fund bullshit to go to the casino in Vegas every fucking month or whatever the fuck.
who gives a fuck? She's talking about him like he's some kind of oracle, like an omniscient hero. He knows everybody.
The gates won't be pearly. Well, hey, I want to flower up for him a little bit.
This neighborhood. Whoop-de-doo! Who cares? It's such a non-fucking issue. So what if the kids don't live in the neighborhood? It doesn't matter. They're not hurting anyone. It shouldn't matter. Again, if you are really bothered by it, go have a normal human interaction, a normal conversation about like, hey, do you mind just going to fish over there? Or even just going somewhere else to fish. Alright? Like, you could definitely handle this in a much better way. You don't need to assemble the fucking lack of Power Rangers here with...
Lack of Power Rangers! What the fuck? Oh, I saw your ass. Oh, you're over there now, huh, you little fuck? Well, fuck you too. Yeah, you know I'm over here, you little bitch.
The assholes coming up to, like, ambush them about this as if it's some big issue, like some kind of huge crime. It's just such a fucking stupid thing to get this heated over.
We're just gonna wait for the police.
Where you guys from, man?
Tennessee. Tennessee?
Well, your parents be proud of you. Why don't you send me that video? I'll send them and show you what a fine young man they're raising.
I'll show you what a fine man you is. I tell you, dude, is he about to cry? He literally sounds like he's about to cry. Oh my god. I'll show your parents what a fine young man you is. Honestly, they are. And I honestly hope their parents are proud of them and honestly, encourage and enforce them, on this. Because they actually, are being very mature and being, honestly, some upstanding kids. In comparison to your immature fucking, 8-year-old acting ass. I mean, good lord, bro. Like, yeah, I bet their parents actually are going to think that. And, I would love to, hear the phone call. I would love to hear that, because I bet, it probably did escalate to the point where he did find out, or at least, eventually did get information about the parents' phone number or some shit like that. Or, I don't even know, bro. I guarantee you that maybe on Facebook, Nextdoor, something, dude, he found a way. And start contacting them and being like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, I would love to see the DMs between the parents and this guy. It's like something you would see on King Hill. It literally just, oh my fucking god. You are so right. It's like Bobby and fucking his fucking friend. Dude. You are so fucking right. This is like some shenanigans. This is like an episode of King of the Hill of Bobby getting into some shenanigans with his friend. And dude, oh my god, you're so right. Oh my god, this is like some shit. This is like a side dude, this is like an episode. This would be like a Bobby Hill episode, bro. Oh my god, you're so right, dude. Holy shit. Why did it honestly take all this time to realize that? Dude, even I should have thought about that. God damn it, I'm actually kind of a little pissed off. I'm like, damn it, you thought about that before I did? God damn it. That's right, I know that fucking theme song. I know that shit by heart, bish. What you can do? Fucking flex on the motherfucker with that. And that was in key. Yeah, and this little fuck would try to go to Hank and he would be like, it's just two kids fishing, what's the issue? What's the issue? Like I said, when you come up, you better give a sense of noticing these things. Yeah, well, that's true. Why did I honestly, like... I kind of read that as, like, all one of the same. I'm too used to you, like, you know, having a comment like that back-to-back where they're kind of, like, you know, tangential to each other. Or pretty much, like, one the same as, like, part 1 and part 2. So, goddamn it. I kind of, like, went into, like, that old man boomer mode for, like, half that other comment. My bad. Nah, you're good, you're good. I mean, it's just something, it's just, honestly, that's a habit of mine, because, like, I'm used to that anyway. But to be fair, I think I have done that a bunch of other times and just haven't noticed it, though. So, I'm pretty sure this is not the first time, it's just the one time I think I've overtly noticed it, so. Got a little self-aware.
Yeah, why are you pressing on 15-year-olds?
He actually gets choked up there, starting to cry about this. Brother, please, just stop. This is so bad. Like, yikes, man. Crying over this. That.
You know what? The old fuck's voice reminds me of some character way I hear him. Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. Yeah, well, I'll go back a little bit. You'll hear him, like, you know, cry.
Live in the neighborhood. It doesn't matter. They're not hurting anyone. Or even just going somewhere else to fish. Alright? Like, you could definitely handle this in a much better way. Yeah. You don't need to assemble the fucking, like, ambush them about this as if it's some big issue. Like some kind of huge crime.
We're just going to wait for the police.
Where you guys from, man?
Tennessee. Tennessee?
Well, your parents be proud of you. Why don't you send me that video? I'll send them and show you what a fine young man they're raising.
Why do you send me a video there so you see what a fine young man you is?
Pressing up on some 15-year-old boys. Yeah, why are you pressing on 15-year-olds?
He actually gets choked.
You know what? At least for... I'm assuming it's like a King of Hill character, right? You know what? He does actually sound like a King of Hill character. He really does, actually, now that I think about it. I'm legit stunned right now. Oh, fuck.
Mr. Khan, I'll have a Mai Tai. What do you think? I work for Hank?
Dad, this here's my new neighbor.
He's Japanese. No, he ain't. He's Laotian. Ain't you, Mr. Khan?
Dude. He sounds like Cotton. Oh my god. Hold on. You know what? Hold up. Let's get it where he's actually close. We need an analysis.
To make a huge issue out. This fucking old generation kids today are so lazy with their TikTok.
Yeah.
Money. You know what? We're going to prosecute. So your parents are going to be real proud of that. We're going to prosecute you, and you're going to pay all.
Okay, all right, that's all right.
Mr. Khan, I'll have a Mai Tai.
Dude, okay. If this guy, honestly, oh my God. If this Tennessee boy had way more of a Southern Texan drawl, dude, that man is Cotton if he was a Tennessee man. If that was Cotton from Tennessee, I don't know who isn't. Like, if that ain't Cotton from Tennessee, with less of a spine, and less of that Southern drawl. Like, but, oh my God, holy shit, you are so right, bro. The fuck? Dude, this fucking place is cursed. Gravity, what is going on with Gravity tonight? My little hair ties and a spoon fell out of nowhere. Because fuck you, that's why. I guess, what the fuck? This garage is cursed. It's actually kind of freaking me out a little bit. It's starting to make me superstitious. What the fuck? What's going on? Ah! Ah! Maybe my last comment is more true than the life that to the life than I thought. I mean, shit. There's a dimensional rift that got torn recently. We just haven't been aware of it yet. I mean, yeah, honestly, dude. No shit, for real.
Woo-wee. Oof. My heart breaks for everyone under his HOA Iron Fist rule. Yikes. Goodness gracious. I don't know why he thinks their parents are going to be disappointed in them. Again, if he called them, it would not go how he thinks it would go. You get a call that your kids are fishing. Okay. I told you no fishing. Oh, I'm coming over right now. This is unforgivable. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, and you tell them, they're on private property fishing. Okay, did you ask them to just leave? What do you mean you broke his fishing rod? What the fuck? Like,
I mean, yeah, like, when you have escalated to the point where you're breaking, property and shit, do you really think their parents are going to be happy about that? Because who do you think paid for it? The 15-year-old or the parents? Like, the parents would be, like, if they were actually, got some brain cells, would actually press charges and prosecute this old fuck more than anything else.
I don't know what world he's living in, but he needs to snap back
Looney Tune world.
Reality at some point. It's fucked, man. I'm so blown away by how frequently these kind of videos pop up, and at the risk of sounding like an old man myself, it just really shows me how different it is growing up today versus when I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's super fucking different. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. That's it. See ya. A few months.
That's true.
It really feels like they're...
Okay, oh my God, okay. Okay then, but alright then, but alright. But it is true. It is true. Because goddamn, son. Even for me growing up, even, like having a majority of my childhood being that post 9/11 era, man, it's like, dude, even then, like, it wasn't nowhere near as bad. Like, straight up. It's like, bruh. What the fuck, bro? Like, I mean, you had your Karens. I mean, you had, like, some, hey, you damn kids. I mean, it's like, that's always kind of been a thing, but, dude, not only is, like, the quantity gone up, but I suppose, depending on your perspective, the quality has either increased or decreased. And I guess when it comes to how bad it is, it's decreased. And it's gotten, like, really bad. At least for the quality, for the sense of, like, entertainment value, I suppose, then it's gone up. But that just depends on how you perceive it, I suppose. Because, oh my fucking God. I'm kind of glad, in a weird way, I have not really had to deal with a lot of these type of people. I've had my own, run-ins with these type of Karens, but never to, like, an explosive level. And it's like, man, I honestly, at this point, I'm just waiting. At this rate, I welcome it. I fucking stand with my sword and shield, ready. Just like, yo, fucking, like, where is it? Because, dude, out of all the fucking, especially the latest, like, Karen, like, spiff bullshit that I've heard at my work, it's like, nah, I want the wrong motherfucker to fuck around and find out. Because I will dead ass be like, you know what? I could clock out right now and not be liable and shit. You know what? I will fucking do that. I'll clock off for lunch right now. You want to fucking, yeah, like, dude, it's like, man, I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting for the wrong / right son of a bitch, to just, like, really want to bob off. Oh my god, that pizza looks fire as fuck. Speaking of which, that is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Some Red Barons, actually. And, bro, but yeah, I would eat that instead. Because, dude, weirdly enough, you've reminded me of what I'm about to eat tonight. Because, fuck yeah, dude, God, dude, like, so fire as fuck. And yeah, you really are about to do this Halloween themed fucking shit, are you? You really are committed to it. Just because of one fuck on Threads. I guess I might as well prepare. Might as well just get myself mentally ready now, I guess. At least it's gonna be food. You should do some horror themed drinks this year. The ones I sent you a while back. Don't worry. Just look up horror drinks on a Discord chat. Wait, there's a way to do that? Wait, you can look up specific stuff in it. Wait, what? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. I'm going on Discord right now. Wait, you can do that? Really? Is this new? I never knew this. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Wait, so, okay, I'm on the main thing. So how do I do it? How I do it? I don't see where I would do that. I do it. You're gonna have to enlighten me. Honestly, I think there's a search thing in our DM. Well, okay, maybe it's just because I'm in split screen right now. I think that, is limiting. Because actually, I just noticed that I am a little limited on what I got for what I can see and show, or whatever, so. Let's maybe if I don't look, okay, that doesn't help. Oh, well, maybe. I think it's because they're on mobile too. Well, I think it's mostly because of the split screen thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's because I'm on split screen. Yeah. I'm not going to really... Well, I'll look at it later. It's kind of hard to, do certain things, with, shit like that, when it comes to things like this. But at least what I need, is what I got, and that's okay. At least got, most of the shebangs, that I need. Yeah, I want to see if there's like a little meme or a little something funny or a little something that we can look at. Oh, actually, you know what? Fuck that, actually, because I found out our bull Paul Ziga apparently talked to Destiny earlier today for like 3 hours. And it's not on YouTube, unfortunately, because I tried to look it up. But it is on Kick as the latest VOD, that Destiny has over there. But, fuck Kick. So it's like, meh. But maybe, oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Hold up. I might have just found something. Is this it? It says Destiny opponent flips out and starts screaming, but that's it. Oh, is that Sui? Okay, so this is not it. Well, damn. Yeah, so it's on YouTube, I guess, which is kind of annoying. But I did find like a fan clip channel that I think might maybe or maybe not upload it at some point. I'm sure maybe Destiny might upload himself too at some point, but it's at least on Kick, I guess. That's the way to do it. As I said, I'm not entirely checking out from usual stuff. I'll be catching on live this month's gauntlet, but once all Aku's hits, I'll be less frequent. Understandable. Hey, we all got the hustles. We all gotta do what we gotta do. I mean, there's a chance that at least, especially once comes August and fucking September, it's gonna be potentially sporadic anyway. Just because, like, I got, like, different, potential other bike rides I'm going to, other shows, and plus just the usual grind to save up money and, pay my buddy off and, for some of the tickets and also shit for, going to Minnesota here in September, too. So there's also that. Which I might at least do a stream while I'm out there or something like that. But probably not. I'll mostly probably maybe like make a video too, just showing off the sites and check places out or some shit like that. Or maybe like a YouTube short or something. Or maybe a couple shorts. Yeah, fuck you. I hear you, Mickey. And fuck your ass. Ho. I just watched the first episode of the OG Twilight Zone. Black and white horror. Sorry, I'll be honest, I don't give most things today except for the lighthouse. Yeah, that's true. Dude, that black and white really, like, because, I mean, it relies more on, like, light ambiance more so than color. But for horror, I mean, it works really well. And you just reminded me I need to watch The Lighthouse at some point. I've been meaning to watch that, but I have not. And it's like, bruh, why haven't I yet? Well, I want to see if it's on YouTube. I could watch it with Max, or I could buy or rent it. How much is it? $4 to rent it. Fuck, I might just do that. I know the series has been remade, rebooted, or whatever fuck was called several times. So I was thinking about comparing and contrasting. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, definitely be if you end up getting that shit published out, or or anything like that, or at least have like access to check it out, I'll definitely be interested to read it up. Has my dog been in that laundry room literally the entire fucking time? I just realized that. He's been in there the entire time. Ghost of Next holiday coming up, Labor Day. Isn't that like black people celebrating slavery? No. I have no clue what's going on about my article. Well, I mean, it's too early to tell. But if Labor Day is technically actually meant to be a day that was meant to be like the, workers' holiday that was meant to kind of like neuter it in a way, if you actually read up about it, because like there was a president, I think it was Woodrow Wilson. I don't remember. It was around that era though, and it was basically, meant to kind of like neuter a little bit the whole like International Worker Day with May 1st, with May Day, to essentially, kind of like still have like a Workers' Day or a Labor Day, in America, but kind of tie it into something different and kind of neuter it a little bit. There's actually kind of like a little bit of a backstory behind it. I forgot some of the details to it, but I remember reading up about it. Actually, I think on stream at one point. I mean, like, maybe we'll have to rehash and check it out again at some point. But not tonight. But people work on Labor Day rendering it pointless. I mean, you see Labor Day sale everywhere leading up to it. Well, yeah, because at least in some part, especially in a modern sense, it's kind of what it was in some part kind of designed for. It was meant to kind of like, you know, be a neuter, you know, to like, you know, the workers, you know, kind of struggle, so to speak, in the sense of where like it, you know, it's just like kind of on a random ass day. Like, cause there's nothing really specifically about Labor Day that's like very unique to like, you know, like some workers' plight kind of thing. Unlike May Day, like of May 1st, or even May 4th, you know, when it came to, you know, the Haymarket affair. So it's just like, or at least I think, you know, was it May 3rd or May 4th? Got the book on it right here, so. May 5th, actually. It was really like the first sentence. But yeah, on May 5th, you know, so it's like, it could have been like, you know, any of those days, but it's on like what? Some random ass day in September? So, yeah, it was kind of literally meant to be, you know, designed in that way. And the commercialization, like kind of like the capitalists, kind of like, yo, oh, Labor Day sale kind of thing, you know, came later down the line, but still played a major role to it, though. But, you know, that pieces they showed me earlier is really reminding me about the pieces I got. You know, so I'm definitely going to eat some of that here after I cash this bowl out. It was bastardized. Yep. Like the British of Indian food. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Yeah. As any, you know, imperialist capitalist state tends to do, it bastardizes everything and appropriates it for very horrible, shitty reasons and makes it shitty. So, yeah, pretty much. What a great bow to wrap it with. A little something to bake the noodle. Or spice the curry up. Or season the pizza. As I'm about to do. So, anyway. Well, let's call it good for now and eat some pizza. All that good stuff. So, peace out for now. And I'll see y'all on that Wake Up Big Coffee roast session that is going to be this fucking oven when I wake up. So, that's going to be great. Yeah, but anyway. Peace out for now and see y'all next